I'm just getting some audio balancing stuff taken care of real quick. Making sure that you guys are loud enough to be heard in the video. Dover King. Oh, sorry. Wrong thing. Why is Dolan? Why is Dolan singing the fucking song?
Oh, you're finally
He
awake.
loves that.
Is it bad that I kind of know the words to that song?
Fusro, duh.
There was that one woman who she did she did the cover songs of that.
Maluka
Like,
is her,
yeah.
and there's been way more. Trust me. My Spotify is filled with them.
All right, boys and girls. So, we will have a little bit of time after we wrap up book 3 to just kind of talk shop about level 9 characters and ask questions. I'm going to try to keep that confined to about maybe 30 to 45 minutes. Hopefully we can get it done faster, but we're going to definitely keep it confined to that at the max. And then we'll get started on book 4, or at least the transition into book 4. Since they don't actually provide that. They just say, yeah, when the adventure starts when they're in the next city. I'm like, but there's like 300 miles. All right, whatever.
I'm parched. Let's go to the next.
Let's go to Canterwall. Just cuz.
So, I'm going to pop you guys over to where we left off, which I believe was you had just defeated Arn Vrood, and you were walking out of the tower.
Do we want to do a recap?
Sure.
Because I'm ready to go on recap.
Ilix, why don't you give us a recap from your character's perspective?
So the our session began in the mill. We investigated the second floor. Then we set the building alight, signaling our ally werewolves to assault the other werewolves, thus keeping them off our backs while we moved in the direction of the mass grave to confront Orn Vrood. We circled around to the south and eventually ran across a pair of necromancers and their undead minions, who we kind of rocked. And then we suddenly were able to see a tower to the east of us. And not finding Vrood at the mass grave proper, we proceeded towards the tower. As we approached, we were peppered by volleys of arrows from skeletal archers posted in the tower, but we were able to make it inside with not too much effort. I believe that our gunslinger blew the door off with is that right?
5 adamantium, like 2,000
gold. Shot a flea-shaped hole in the adamantium door.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I went underworld.
Stone door. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And so we moved inside and we circled around the southern portion of the tower outside of the main stairwell to avoid the archers, and we confronted 2 giant monster hand things, which I'm not sure we ever really landed on what they were. Aberrations of some kind. And
I think they confronted us more than the reverse.
They were called giant crawling hands, and you did identify them.
Hands. Okay. And then we were able to spot the necromancer Orn Vrood in his tent, and a battle ensued with him. We slew the hands pretty readily. Orn Vrood proved to be a little bit more difficult because he had some kind of fucked up powerful breastplate on and was also slinging death effects at us. After sort of a lengthy battle where he turned invisible and flew out and then started harassing us with magic, we were able to overcome him by planting enough arrows and using the detect evil to kind of get an idea of where he was hovering in the tower. And once we had killed him, Ilix, who finally kind of gave into her rage at this man who killed someone very important to her, and just started slashing this guy's body apart with her keen longsword before Havelock and Plea were able to pull her off of him. and she sort of broke down at that point and stepped away to collect herself. And those of you that investigated uncovered like some magical stuff, but plot-wise, you guys uncovered a couple sets of hair. I think one red and one blonde, if I'm not mistaken. A paintbrush, a trowel, and a small wooden crow skull. And we determined that these items had some kind of significance to all of us. I'm not sure exactly what we decided they meant, but they were tied to us in some sense. And at that point, Havelock was like, "Yeah, fuck this guy," and we were going to drag his body out to the mass grave and assumedly toss him in. And we got through the front doors, and that's when we were confronted with this dark, hunched creature outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his clothing's a bit soiled, like he was buried in the ground. Weird. Yeah, and he looks a bit like an elf.
Yeah, no, I know who he is, but
yes,
none of
Ilix does recognize him, but we kind of left off right there.
Yep. That was the exclamation point
yes.
at the end of the session.
Nice recap, man.
Thank you. Kitty, I love you, but not right now.
And then all was silent.
I didn't know if we were queuing off or.
So just to kind of set the scene here, it's still a bit foggy. So actually, what I figured out based on your position that you left your tokens is I think Ilix is actually the only one that can see Ilian.
That's entirely possible. So what is he doing? Is he just kind of like lurking? Is he trying to hide?
So he was like walking slowly towards you. But we can pick up there at the moment that Ilix sees him, because the fog is a little thinner now, but it's still sort of dark, and so I'm giving you your low light vision is letting you see a little farther.
Okay. So Havelock and I think are dragging Orenvrud's body out, and I like pull up short, and I squint off into the distance a little bit, and I let my side of Orenvrud drop, and
Ilix?
I take like a stumbling step in, not a stumbling step, but just like kind of like a slow step, and I look over at this thing approaching, and I say, Ilian?
Ilix, what's wrong?
It's not. It can't be him. There's no way.
Slowly pull out.
At this point, do they see him or see the figure approaching?
I can see that.
Yes, I think that you can at this point, but kind of right when you all see him, you hear a voice boom out from somewhere behind him, and it says, Ilian, vraste. And you see Ilian kneel as a figure approaches behind him and puts her hand on his shoulder. Ah, damn it, that's the wrong hotkey.
I drop Orenvrud's other boot and pull out Gabby's greatsword and walk up to stand next to Ilix.
If I want to know more about it, do I roll religion?
You already rolled last time, and I revealed to you that it is a revenant.
Right, okay.
Yeah, you had a 23.
And I had informed you that revenants are essentially fueled by hatred for their murderers.
Okay, I didn't read that. I just said a revenant shows up. Okay.
Yeah, so essentially what happens with revenants, as far as your knowledge goes, they are people who were murdered or killed in special circumstances that were someone's fault. And then when they are raised as undead, they take on that special quality where now they are linked to their murderer via that hatred. Revenants cannot be destroyed unless the murderer is killed, except for very special circumstances.
So Ilix will see these other characters, and she'll realize something else. Like her senses come back to her a little bit, and she says, "Who are you, creature? Why do you bring? Why do you not let the dead lie?"
Well, then I would be lying down myself, I suppose. And you
Yeah, that's
get a slightly better look at her.
Yeah, that's that hoe dead.
She reaches into her garments and pulls out a scroll that has a familiar wax seal on it, that you recognize as belonging to A, who you've got a letter from before.
Yeah.
Mm.
These people again.
I believe you have dispatched the necromancer.
I kick his boot and go, well, hopefully we won't have to do it again.
Yes. I have a proposition for you. Or rather, my master has a proposition for you. And she will take a couple steps towards you, but she'll stop at the base of the stairs and just hold out the scroll. And the people that are with her will take up those positions.
Please steps around and
watch
takes
yourself.
the scroll and then returns it to Havelock, but wants to stay in front of Ilix.
I take the scroll.
Okay. Are you going to unfurl it now, or what's your plan?
I'm gonna detect magic on it first to see if it's like something fucked up.
Magical threat!
Booby trapped. I see.
Yeah.
You don't detect any magic on the scroll itself. Or the wax seal.
Okay. I look at her and I say, would this be another message from A?
If that is the name he gave you, then yes.
I suppose I shouldn't have given away the game quite so quickly, but I am rather tired. Does she seem like hostile?
So one thing you noticed is that she seems to have command over the undead flanking her and Ilian himself. Although I suppose you don't know his name is Ilian, you just see that she seems to have authority over these other undead.
Right.
And so they look like they are poised to attack if they are threatened.
I would try to identify the undead here first, like aside from Ilian. I know I couldn't identify.
So give me two more. Well, give me one more then, because I think you failed to do Ilian last time.
Nice.
Oh.
So I will give you them in order from top to bottom, if that seems fair to you.
Sure.
So the one up top is a white, and you recognize that immediately, without any trouble. You can ask me. Let's do one question about the white.
Special attacks?
Sure. You know that they have energy drain if they touch you.
Okay.
Can I use sleight of hand real quick?
Sure.
And, I was going to try to get Ilix's attention by tapping her on the hand with a Cure Serious Wounds potion. Because because I see she's looking pretty rough after that last fight.
Mm-hmm.
And if things kick off really quick, I don't want her getting.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Aw,
You don't
Leopold.
appear to be noticed, or if they did notice you, they don't do anything about it. So,
I'll take it and slip it into my. I'll take it and I'll just kind of hang there in my hand, and I'll say to the mummy woman in the middle, "Why do you bring my past here with you? What game do you play?"
I believe the letter will explain.
I pop open the letter.
Okay.
Well,
Um,
what's his
and
what's his knowledge reveal
I was
about
gonna
the
say
mimic?
we're gonna get to the knowledge now.
Okay.
You believe that she is also a white, but some kind of special quality of one that you haven't seen before. Because of that, I can't give you like extensive knowledge, but the Nat 20 warrants a certain level of insight, I think, just based on your experience. She appears to have been some form of monk while she was alive, so you can probably surmise by the fact that she's an intelligent undead that she has retained some of those abilities. So you believe she
Gotcha.
is some sort of white monk.
All right.
And I'll give you 2 questions about her abilities based on that information.
Okay. Special or like defenses. I guess would be
Okay.
like. Does she have like DR or
No DR as
immunity?
such, but she does have standard immunities to
Mhm.
the undead stuff. Additionally, she has channel resistance and evasion.
Oh, those are good to know.
Question out of character.
Yes.
Do intelligent undead still benefit from the mindless undead like special stuff?
Yes.
No. What?
Interesting.
Sometimes.
Okay.
It's weird and wonky.
Yeah.
It's
I
like if
mean-
you're an intelligent undead, you'd think they'd be affected.
Well,
by
it depends on how you're framing the intelligence. Like, is it coming from a brain organ, meat stuff, or is it some kind of spiritual entity that's attached to it?
Mm-hmm.
Because like ghosts can be intelligent, but they don't have minds that you can control. Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird. Okay. Continue on.
I will basically rule it as it comes up. You can ask me one more if you'd like, because I don't think yeah.
Yeah. I guess the only other thing would be like special attack. I'm gonna assume it's standard monk shit though.
Yeah, I think based on your experience with Plea, you think it's pretty likely that she has some sort of key pool magic, along with things like Stunning Fist and Flurry of Blows. But since she's also a white, you suspect she probably also has Energy Drain.
Okay.
From
Which,
looking at her, can I recognize that she's a monk?
oh yeah.
Ilix is going to look at her and say, "I would. It doesn't favor me to speak to a creature such as you, but I would ask you to let him go. He was a friend of mine, no matter what happened at the end."
I'm afraid that
ask
that's
this
out of my
once.
hands now, my dear. And he's a pretty good friend of mine now. She smiles, or at least you think it's a smile.
I'll remember that.
Shall we jump over to the letter? Or,
Sure.
What
okay.
about the other dude or the other skeleton? Is it also a white?
Yeah, they're the same. The one at the bottom and the top.
Oh, okay.
Revenant, a special white, and then 2
Regular
standard.
one.
Hmm. guy has a very fatherly tone for an evil adversary.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody gonna have to die.
I'm okay with this.
After reading over Havelock's shoulders, I look over at Havelock and Ilix, and then back at Leopold and Xenesis, and wonder what sort of dirt they have in their past.
Well, I know what mine is.
And you can see what mine is.
Are you
Are
saying
you
that?
signing
You're
it?
saying that in
or-
character?
No, I'm not saying it at all. I'm just
Wondering.
wondering.
Yep.
I finished reading the letter.
Is everybody finished? I'll switch over to the Feldengrau map.
I'm finished.
Okay. It's also a handout, so I can make that happen too.
I finish reading the letter and kind of scoff and go, "Huh. Well, at least now I know the person we're dealing with is even stupider than I anticipated."
You see the frown disappear from her face. So I take it you're not finished here, then?
I look at Leopold and I say, I remember that they made an offer like this to us once before.
They sure did.
It didn't seem to have a good effect on us the last time, did
No.
it?
Tell me, do you serve this master?
I do indeed.
And I suppose he sent you here to deliver this ultimatum and dispatch us if we refuse.
To deliver the message, yes. Certainly there are other objectives here that do not concern you.
I see. Well, in that case, it doesn't seem as though we've got much more to discuss. And I charge.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Oh man.
I know, but what else? Like,
Well, Cleo's gonna roll his religion to see if he knows that they're whites and they have this thing of
Sure.
fleet drain. Because otherwise, that's information that's in Havelock's brain.
Mm-hmm.
Havelock charges and he goes, "Die again, whites! Which all three of you are special defenses. This one looks kind of monkish."
Nice.
Cleo does
All
not
right.
know that they are whites and that they have
He
energy
does.
drain.
I do that. I'll never let you lay your energy draining hands on me, which I assume is a touch attack.
Your soul-sucking fingers of
Just
suckery.
for clarity, Ryan, you do know what energy drain means, right? Both
I'm
Ryans.
assuming it's negative
Level
levels,
drain,
right?
isn't it?
Yes, it's negative levels.
Oh dear. So
Yes.
yeah, Alex, you might want to start off with the channel energy. We're all looking pretty rough.
Yeah, as soon as I learn how to do that.
Right. Sorry, you elves.
I kid.
Racist.
So fucking
Wow,
I
racist.
that's
don't know
pretty
how their energy
racist.
drain works, so it's like if it's like the spell, it's not that bad, but if it's like permanent, then that's really bad.
So just at a meta level, if you take a negative level, it's temporary, unless you fail your save, and then it's permanent. So just keep that in mind. Okay, this is gonna be spicy. Havelock, I believe you get a surprise round with you and Acretia. I think you get to go first, but she wasn't fully surprised by you, but everyone else
Yeah.
was. So I think you took a decisive action, so I'm going to go ahead and let you swing first.
Well, that's nice. So okay, well I'll just do a single. Ba-ba-ba. So with the charge bonus, that would be what, a 32?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you'll hit. 21. Double check her health. Okay. All right. So she gets to do one attack. What's she gonna do? That costs key, I'm pretty sure. How many key points does she have? Alrighty. So she is going to stunning fist you. So that will be interesting.
All right.
Pretty easy to avoid it.
The
Unless
fact
you
it
don't.
also comes with negative level drain, though, is scary.
Where's
Doesn't actual restoration though cure permanent negative levels if they were gained by magic?
if you do it before the 24 hours is up. I think that's true. Okay, so I'm not totally sure how the stunning fist works, but I'm pretty sure it would be the same as her unarmed strike attack bonus. And it's fatigue rather than stun. That's interesting.
Well, no, you can use it for different things at higher levels. You can use it for stun or fatigue or second at 8th level, staggered for at 12th level, etc.
So it's stun plus fatigue or stunned or fatigue?
No, it's stun or fatigue. You choose.
I see. Okay. So she rolled a 26 against regular AC.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay. So I need a DC. I need a DC fort save. It's for fort save. I almost read that out loud. Oh yeah, you're fine. I do think you still take damage though, right?
Yep. It functions like a normal attack. It just has the also if you don't
Oh
pass
shit,
the
so
fort
it
save.
still has energy drain. Oh god. Alright. Alright, so that's going to be 12 points of damage, and then energy drain, which I need to look back up again because I closed that tab because I'm dumb.
2d4 temporary negative levels. Fort save for partial.
You make a fort save at the end of it, like the end of 24 hours.
Yeah. Subject must make a fortitude saving throw for each negative level.
That's the spell.
Oh. Oh yeah, that's
Universal
a fucking
monster
badass
rules is
spell.
what we want. Energy drain, special quality. Attack saps the vital energy from an opponent's. Blah blah blah. A successful energy drain bestows one or more negative levels based on the creature's description. If an attack includes, I believe it's just one level then. Unless otherwise specified, the creature's description, blah blah blah. Draining a creature 5 hit points for each level. And negative levels remain 24 hours have passed or until they have been removed with spells such as Restoration. If a negative level is not removed before 24 hours, if passed, it becomes permanent. if you fail your fort save, and you can't take it off at that point. So
You can still take it off with restoration. It's just restoration has different rules for that, and it becomes much harder and much longer process.
oh, all right.
Uh,
Well, that's cool
long,
too. I didn't know that.
Hard.
You can only do like one per week or something like that.
Oh, well, that's not too bad then. Okay. So yeah, you are not fatigued, but you did take some damage. And I believe you have a negative level applied to you. I don't think you get to save on it initially if she hits you.
Okay.
So expensive.
Yep. Happens automatically when a melee or ranged attack hits.
Mm-hmm. So you basically took 17 damage because you took 5 from the negative level. Ilix.
Ilix is going to uh, we've kind of determined that these guys are obeying her, so well, I don't want to get in.
Oh shoot! I'm sorry, I did that wrong. That was the end of the surprise round. I need to start an actual round now. I apologize. I got distracted there. That should actually be.
What happens?
That should actually be their turn now. So Alien is going to stand up and start walking past Havelock, which will trigger an AOO if you'd like to take
I
that.
was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I get to wreck him a little bit. Huh.
All right, 19 damage to him. Hold on, I'm just making a note of something here. Getting in my groove. Slowly but surely. All right.
That's cool.
So he takes that hit. He's going to move to there. And then he's going to attack Ilix. And Ilix, you now get to have an up-close and personal view of Alien's now rotting
Technically
face.
speaking, does he also threaten from me? Because he did move out of a threatened square.
Yes, I suppose he would.
I will use a stunning fist on him.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mine is a DC 10 for what's my wisdom? What is my wisdom? 17.
All right. He keeps walking. I will remind you that undead are immune to anything that requires a fort save.
Oh.
Yep. Whites now. Or I know he's going to attack. Yeah, I got distracted. He's going to attack Ilix, all nice and
please,
close.
you don't have to do this.
So that's a 28.
That'll hit.
Okay. So that'll be 12 damage, and he gets a chance to grab at you. What is his CMB? Jesus, okay. So 34. He's going to start grappling you.
Yeah, my CMD is a 26.
Okay. Fun. All right, white time. One of the whites is going to walk over here.
More like wipe time.
Oh, yeah. That's a funny one. And these actually have macros for us, so this should be okay. Okay, so that's going to be 10, so he misses. This other one is probably going to approach Havelock here and flank him. He'll also probably miss. 20 versus AC? I think that misses.
That would exactly hit my AC, I think.
Oh, it'd be 22 actually with the flanking. Is that a hit?
22 would hit. That's
Okay.
my AC. It's 20.
You'll take 4 points of damage, plus another level of energy drain.
Are they attacking with weapons that do energy drain?
No, it's a slam
Oh.
attack. I know
Gotcha.
our icon has them with a sword, but they're actually just like punching.
Gotcha.
Yep. Yeah, so Havelock's in a bad way here. Lucretia, what are you gonna do to poor Havelock? Other than turn him into a white. I think she's gonna try to stunning fist you again. Yeah, we'll do that. Eek. Okay, well she misses. So 15. Ilix.
Well, pretty much the only thing I can do is try to break out of this grapple because it's not where I need to be. So that is CMD or CMB, excuse me.
CMB.
CMB to take control of it, yeah.
CMB do take control or escape, or you can use escape artist to escape.
Well, my CMB is higher than my escape artist, so
That's
Fair
what you
enough.
want to do.
I'll give you a. Well, I was going to give you a +5 on this because Ilix is probably freaking out and trying to get away from Ilian more than she would like any other thing.
yeah.
So let me see what his CMD is. Nah, that's still not going to do it.
Yeah. Not much you can do about a bad roll.
Yep. Havelock, it is your turn.
Super Saiyan time.
Really fucked up. I don't know. It's like Chrome just crashed twice.
Oh, geez.
Skip me for until the next person, I think. So I'm still like loading shit.
Okay. So I'll delay your turn probably till after Synesis. Leopold.
I notice how fucked up fucking Havelock. Sorry, I'm all sorts of scatterbrained today. Can
That's
I take
alright.
a 5-foot step to here?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna take a 5-foot step to there, and I'm just gonna fucking unload on this fucking bitch here
Okay.
who just punched Havelock in the face like twice. Yeah, I'm going to unload and spend a grit point for each shot. And I'm hoping I can fucking not roll a 1, please, for the love of... Oh! So that would be 19 touch, 30 touch, and 28 touch. I don't know if that confirms. She looks fast, especially since she's a monk.
I can tell you that monks' touch AC and their normal AC are usually the same.
Yeah.
Usually pretty high, yeah. But our Vrood is dead, and so there's less magics afoot. So 18 touch will miss. So does your rapid shot have its own separate roll? I guess it does, yes. So 30 will hit, 28 will hit, but 13 will not confirm. So you've got 18 total there.
Okay,
is that correct?
Yeah, 19, 20, 21 because the 2-point blanks. Those
Oh,
two do.
all right.
And then I'm going to I use a grit point for each. So I'm going to do 3 up close and deadlies for that.
But you only hit twice, so wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, I still have to use all 3, because the first
you use
one,
all 3 grit, but you wouldn't roll the one that didn't hit.
Correct.
Actually, you do because it still does half damage.
Oh.
It does half damage for the first.
Godslingers are so broken. All right, go ahead.
So 3 for that because that's the first one, and here's the other.
It still does half damage even if you miss?
I will find it for you.
That's crazy talk. All right, so 15, 21. and then the 21 you already did, so fucking 42 damage. Jesus Christ.
When you hit a target, you have to hit.
Yeah,
Uh,
rar. All
if
right.
she misses with the attack, she grazes the target, dealing half at the extra damage anyway.
Oh
What?
my.
It's the
That's
last. It's the middle.
Wouldn't
half.
it be okay? I'm gonna house rule that you have to miss within 5.
Okay. Is that within 5?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm just saying, like, it makes more sense to
I'll
me
add that
that
to
if
the
you
note.
miss really badly, you don't graze the target. That doesn't make any sense. I think you have to hit
I'll
like close enough, you know?
I'll add that to the note.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Unless you start to fall behind, like, damage-wise, and then we can readjust it. But I think for now, 5 makes sense to me. Kill her anyway.
Damage-wise, you do more damage than everyone else combined.
Yeah,
I think I deal it more consistently because if Havelock does a full round attack and hits
he can
twice,
do a
he
lot.
can do that.
Yeah, you all do a
Yeah.
lot of damage. Okay.
It's just the fact that again I'm hitting
I
touch.
don't
which
do
is much more-
damage.
So
I'm
Acretia
control.
goes squish.
I go, don't give us any more stupid fucking heals.
Plea, it's your turn.
Plea does not like where he is, so he's going to 5-foot step next to Ilix.
Okay.
And he will actually grapple the grappler who is
All right.
grappled. So
He's gonna counter.
his
That's a
CMD
lot
is
of
slightly-
grapples.
His CMD is slightly lower though, because he has the grappled condition. I have a bad
True.
chance here.
Grapples.
He also
Um,
has special modifiers against his murderer, so it's a little different for Plea. That's not gonna do it though.
19.
That's a bad roll right there.
It's a 5. It's really bad.
Yeah, that's per bad. Xenesis.
Well, the party seems like they're hurting pretty bad, so I'll do channel to heal. Select.
Okay. I think that's a good choice. Ooh, look at that. Is it 5d6 now?
Yes, because it's level 9.
You're not level 9 yet.
Oh, okay. Well then,
So 19.
yeah.
That's still a lot.
Yeah.
I will take care of Havelocks for him because I haven't heard him be back yet.
He's in roll 20, but he hasn't said anything. So
Yeah, I wonder if he's still having issues.
Yeah, I'm not going to be around for a bit. So do whatever you need to do.
Okay.
He was gonna go after.
It makes sense to me that he would attack the creature nearest him so that he could try to do as much damage as possible, especially watching a creature go down. So I'm just going to roll his greatsword here.
and he would full attack. So
Spicy.
probably another one.
Yeah, I don't know why that didn't. Oh, that's the keen edge one. There we go.
Oh no.
That's
Shazam!
Well,
better.
That's beautiful. That's fucking beautiful.
The second attack will actually no, that's against the white, not Acretia, so I should probably not be using that stat block. What is his AC? Oh yeah.
Did-
All right.
Gunslinger.
So I think that yeah, he just melts.
But nerf gunslinger.
He rolled really well.
I know.
He actually
He
hit.
fucking rolled. He hit and nat 20 and then like rolled max damage on 3 different strikes.
Yeah,
Well, almost max damage.
it's pretty good roll.
6-5, 4-6, 6-4.
He
Like
fucking just.
So Alien is going to he can't do that and that. So he's going to constrict Ilix, which I don't remember if he has to roll for that or not. I think he just gets to
yes,
do it.
if he's
Oh,
grappling,
if he's-
he has to roll to maintain the grapple.
Roll
After
to
that, he
maintain
gets
grapple,
to do
yep.
his grapple attack, whatever that is. He gets +5 against since he's in control of it already, though. So Sorry, Alex, you're pretty much fucked. Unless he rolls really bad.
24
Versus my
CMD.
Let me double
Does that
check.
include the +5?
Yes.
My
Okay.
CMD is exactly 24.
Then he succeeds.
Okay.
So you're gonna get constricted. It's not super.
So he's like bear hugging me.
Yeah, he's like gripping you extremely tight and bringing your face close to his just crazed red eyes. You're gonna take 13 damage.
Okay. Is constricted a condition? Does it
no,
change?
it's an ability.
Okay.
You're still
It's
grappled.
still just grappled, so
Yeah.
I could like drop my bow and pull out my sword and try to go to town
when it
on this
comes
guy.
to your turn, yeah.
Yeah,
There's
okay.
the white
I
here
just-
has to choose a target. I think
Gotcha.
he's gonna swing for the gunshot.
I'm just making sure I didn't count as being pinned or anything like that because I'm not super familiar with grappling.
Nope. You're fine right now.
We have grapple lawyer here, so we're.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
lawyer.
okay. That's
Lawyer.
a nat 1. So let's see what happens. Okay, so it's not. He doesn't like fumble real bad, but he swings at Leopold and misses. Presumably the gunpowder made him miss you. I don't know, something.
It got into his cold, dead eyes. He's
Yeah.
like, ah!
It's a very animated scream for
Yeah.
a.
Yeah, he opens his mouth and you think that scream should come out, but nothing happens. He's just like miming it. Ilix.
Ilix is like, "Ah, I'm sorry, shing, and draws the keen longsword and
Okay.
takes a one-handed swing at him. I don't think those. So that does not count towards. That doesn't have my undead modifiers
Right.
added, so that will count as a. I get a +2 to hit him because he's grappled as well. Is that? Am I
Yeah,
correct
both
in
of you
that?
guys' AC is reduced by 2, I think.
Correct.
Okay, so that should be a 21 and a 17.
21 yes, 17 no.
Okay, 21 will hit for 11 damage.
Okay, excuse me.
Oh, that's grapple +2.
Oh,
is
actually,
grapple.
you do also take a -2 penalty on all attack.
I have that.
21.
I have
The
I have it
19
in
would
there.
still hit.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got the condition turned on, so it should be calculated in there for
Okay,
my
cool.
to miss chance.
Leopold, what you gonna do, you crazy gunman?
I don't know who to go after because she's.
She
She'd still be
said there's a
grappled.
white attacking you.
Well, he tried, but I'm not incredibly worried about him. I'd rather not. Well, because I'm worried he's gonna have like throat slicer. He's just gonna fucking insta kill if he pins her.
Oh,
He hasn't tried to yet.
I don't know if he's that powerful.
Oh.
He's not broken like some monk.
I want to point out that I literally had to invest every single feat in order to build this character this way. That
Yeah.
would be dumb.
Anyway,
And I
anyway,
know-
let's
Okay,
keep him in the turn
I
order
know
here.
you're going to hate me,
Yep,
Dart,
yep.
but because I downed Acretia, was her name?
Mm-hmm.
Because I downed Acretia, I got 1 grit point back.
That's
from
fine. I don't hate you for that.
I'm going to take a 5-foot step and use a free action to swift reload with a bullet
Do it.
from my bandolier.
All right.
And then I'm going to use the first shot of Gracie and a grit point to shoot this fucker in the leg.
Oh goodness. All right.
Versus touch.
Now, does this affect? There's no save with it, but does it
Yeah,
have any caveats?
It just says it deals damage and they fall prone. I mean, I could.
If they're immune to trip or they have
Yeah,
more than
if they have more than 2 legs.
they are also immune.
That's
to
why I wasn't using it on those big fucking.
Gotcha. Just yeah. Okay.
So it'd be 8
I was just
damage
checking
because
because since they're undead. Yeah, I didn't know if there was something where like.
I mean, you could still blow the legs off a zombie.
That's true. All right. So they still take damage, correct?
Yes, it'll be 8 because he's within.
All right, and prone, which is crazy. All right.
And hopefully Havelock takes that as an opportunity to fucking Just
Plea.
obliterate him.
So I think last time Plea was like put his hand on what's his name's shoulder and tried to pull him off, and it didn't really work. So hopefully this time he notices how dire the situation is and does better.
Are you
Come
pep
on,
talking your
better.
dice?
I'm pep talking my dice. Shut up. It's 27.
I think that actually does succeed. Let me check here. Oh yeah, yep.
Cool.
While we're talking about Ilian real quick, I didn't add in the bonus damage I get versus undead, so he should be down an extra 4.
All right.
But since I am now in control of the grapple, Ilix is now free.
Okay.
And me and Ilian have the grappled condition.
You got it. Xenesis.
Oh boy. I really have no idea what I can do. Oh, can I just hold?
I guess I'll tell you that this is the very last thing you're going to fight today.
Tonight,
No,
so I can.
yeah, you can burn all your shit. You already fought the big boss. This was like the mini boss you were supposed to fight before him. So.
Where was
Okay.
she?
Well, then I suppose I'll walk over to Plea, and then I'll cast Guardian Faith on him.
All right. What does that do exactly?
One moment.
What's a good synopsis?
Basically, it's protection from evil, but he can give it to someone else once he doesn't need.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
Woof.
Says the
Oh,
target
awesome.
gains the benefit of Shield of Faith and your choice of protection from evil. As a move action, the target can transfer this spell to a touched ally who becomes the new target of the spell.
That's cool.
Shield of
Oh,
Faith
they're
is
all dead.
deflection, and protection from evil is.
All right. Ilix, you're going to take 13 more points of constrict damage.
No? What?
Or I lied. He's going to do that to Plea.
He's not in control of the grapple. He doesn't
Dang
get to do
it.
that.
He's in like
He
angry.
can try to. He can attempt to gain control.
Yeah, he's not going to do that. Let's see. Okay. Once you grab him and pull him off of Ilix, he's going to start shrieking like really loudly. And you need to make will saves. Everybody within 60 feet.
Oh dear. Oh, that's not defensive. That's defensive.
That's a few successes there. Yes. Okay, so everybody's fine. I think. Are we missing one roll?
Havelock's.
Havelock, but he's
I
not
rolled
here.
Havelock. Is there 4 party members? Yeah, there is. No, there's. Yeah, there's 4.
There's 5.
But
That's 5 of us.
oh yeah, there is 5.
Well-
So who am I missing?
Plea, Elix, Leopold, Havelock, Xenesis. They're all there.
Can I not count? Oh, I missed Ilix because it's a giant block. And I was
All
looking
my
for.
traditional shit, yo.
Yeah. All right. You don't succeed.
Yeah.
Of course he doesn't.
Which has nice story elements to it, I suppose. So you are going to be cowering in fear for 1d4 rounds.
Okay.
That makes sense.
1 round.
That's not bad.
Which I think means you don't do anything.
Question for you, Dart, about Shield of Faith.
Answer for you, plea.
So the way the Shield of Faith is described, +2 deflection bonus to AC with an additional +1 to the bonus for every 6 levels you have. Is that the caster or the person
Yes,
who
that's the
attacks it?
caster.
Okay.
Not that it matters. You're
I
same
mean,
level.
that's true.
So
Good to know for potions.
Alex, I think you are disabled this turn. Leopold.
Um, I mean, I guess I'm gonna 5-foot step to here, so that I have. Would he still have cover there, like soft cover? Because he's in a grapple at the moment.
General rule of thumb is if you can draw a line from any corner of your square to any corner of his square and draw it through someone, then yes. No, it's any,
Okay.
like, if I were to draw this one,
Oh, okay.
so I would say yes, he would still have soft cover there. However, you can move to here and still be on top of that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
But then you can't fool around, I guess.
yeah. I'll swift reload with the. Ah, I'm under that guy. I'll swift reload and I'll take a shot at him, and then I'll reload with a. I'll reload with a paper cartridge. So 26 and 9.
Okay. Those will both hit.
Mm.
Or wait,
Oh, well,
the 9
no,
won't.
the 9 was damaged. The 9 was damaged. It
Oh,
was 25 to hit and 9 damage from the. Because I can only shoot one.
okay. 9 damages. Plea.
I will roll to maintain the grapple.
Alright.
Oh.
That's a no.
I
That's going to be a
lose
no from
control of
me,
the
dog.
grapple. We are both no longer grappled.
Alright. Cynesis.
Okay, so if I understand Reverence, since I did that knowledge check, what's the point of fighting this creature if he's gonna just reappear?
Because he'll kill me if you don't.
But isn't that something you have to constantly deal with every single day? I mean, if we kill him, does he disappear for a little while and then come back again? We have to kill
You
him?
don't know specifically. You just know that the in your studies of revenants, which weren't like a lot,
Right.
that
Wasn't
they can't be
extensive.
destroyed unless their murderer dies. Like their reason for existing is their murderer.
Right, I
They're
understand that. But we're not gonna kill Ilix.
correct.
I
But
should
you
hope
don't
that
know
option's off the
you
table.
don't know like the details of how often revenants return. Like, do they return in the same place? Do they return where they're resurrected? Like, you don't know
Man,
that
it would have
stuff.
been nice to ask that lady before we attacked.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she would have been very forthcoming.
Maybe, I don't know. She gave us the letter. She sounded like
think-
she had some other agenda too.
Anyway, what is Xenesis going to do?
I don't know. She's totally kind of clueless on what to do.
I will remind you that your cure spells harm undead.
But I'm all out of cure spells.
Are you out of all spells?
I mean, I guess I could use a domain. So that
well,
when
no,
you're
as a
one.
cleric, you have
You can
all of your
transform
spells
any
can
of your
be.
spells into cure spells at will.
Oh, okay. So I can. Okay.
So if you have a spell that you haven't used or that you don't think you're going to use, like, I don't know, bull strength or something, just as an example, you can basically get rid of that spell and cast a equivalent cure spell instead. That's what your spontaneous casting is.
I thought I had to like wait a little bit to like meditate and whatever in
Nope.
order to replace a
Your
spell.
well, that's if you are like if you're filling in a blank spot for the day. But if you look at your sheet on YPCG where you have your spells, there's
Hmm.
things down below that say a particular cure spell for that level, and I think it says like
Yeah, it matches
instantaneous
that.
casting or something like that. Yeah,
Okay,
that third row says spontaneous. You see that?
sure.
So there's your 2 domain rows, which are death and healing, I think.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then
okay.
then the third one says spontaneous, and that means that you can turn any of your spells into a cure spell whenever you want.
Alrighty. I guess. Oh, Alex, I don't know what mess you got us into, but here we go. I'll go and touch the dude. I'll roll the stuff
Okay.
and move on.
Alrighty. Havelock, are you? He's not in Mumble at all,
Mumble.
or he's not in Discord at all. I'm gonna throw him a text real quick.
Do you think his like crazy roommate came back?
I think it's more computer issues.
Yep.
I don't know. Ever since he fucking showed me that audio of the, or like, fuck, I've just been waiting for
Yeah,
like him to be like,
it's a little
he's out.
unnerving.
I mean,
will.
that guy's long gone though.
I will roll his shit. He's gonna attack Alien. Okay, so Jesus. All right. I think Alien just melts.
Oh, cool. I didn't have to roll in.
Well, I mean, your damage would be in there too if you hit. So go ahead and just roll your touch attack real quick, just to see if you.
I have to roll a touch attack just to channel energy to touch
Oh, you're
him?
channeling?
Oh, not channel, but like. Okay,
Yeah.
so if
So
I
ordinarily,
cast
your cure spells are cast on your allies, which are like they're
and
friendly
touch
targets.
them.
They're not trying to
Oh,
avoid
okay.
you.
Oh,
This guy is not trying to get your lovely healing hand,
God.
because
Because that's
he
super
doesn't
bad for
heal
him.
him. It hurts him.
Alright, I probably missed. Cool. Nice job, Havelock.
All right. So you'll also touch, and so what happens with Alien is that him and his weapons, he looks up into the sky at what seems to be some sort of frustration, and then he disappears in a black cloud of wispy smoke that just dissipates.
Oh, damn it.
Damn.
I look at Ilix, and I put my hand around her shoulder,
He's gone for
Uh,
now.
and I then step in front of her, and I like look her in the eye, and sign, "Are you okay?"
You can see her kind of collecting her composure and what happened? Where did he?
Havelock killed him for now.
And we're poof.
God, sigh. I never thought anything like that would happen. We need to get out of here. I can't
Agreed.
take this place anymore. I'm not sure if you guys could was that all audible?
Yeah, it
Yep.
was.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Plea looks over at Xenesis and looks down at Havelock, who I'm sure would want to like cleanse the place once we knew all the evil was gone. But says
Like
perhaps,
concentrate.
yeah. I signed, perhaps that's something for another time. Maybe we should find an inn.
Ilix, why don't you roll survival for me real quick?
Okay.
All right, I can dig that. When you get to your feet, or whatever it is that you're doing here, you can pretty easily tell that all of these footprints came from a building nearby the tower, which looks a bit like an armory. Let me zoom
I
you
think
over
they
there.
came from that direction. Explains why we didn't encounter them before.
That building right next to the tower.
Gotcha.
That one?
I briefly perused their corpses for useful items.
Oh, okay. On her
There's another
person,
letter.
you will find a very nice looking belt.
Actually, one second.
Ooh,
I just realized that I don't have my inventory sheet open, so I
what is
can't
that?
write down
Detect
anything.
magic or spellcraft? Or...
Spellcraft would be the thing, yeah. which I
Fuck.
think
Oh,
Havelock will
shit.
attempt to help you. I don't think you guys get to identify that.
We'll just hold on to it for overnight.
That's fun. Um, all right then. Beyond that,
A cool belt guy.
there's
I'll add it to the list of things that we can't identify.
yeah. Let me jot down some notes here real quick from that combat. If you guys want to go search the armory, that would be cool with me.
Yeah, I think we will, after investigating their corpses for anything useful, we will head off in the direction to see where they came from and if they left anything behind.
Yeah, because you don't really know. Like, you knew what Vrood was doing here in terms of like raising bodies and shit, but you don't really know what the Whispering Way is up to or where they went from here.
Mm-hmm.
Ilix is like finally collected herself and kind of wiped her eyes a little bit. Maybe that tent in there where Varud was set up. Maybe there's something to be found. If we haven't searched that already. I can't remember if we have.
I don't think we have actually. Perhaps I will go with Ilix and help her search that.
Okay.
And if there's nothing, then just be like, oh, there's nothing, and then we go move on.
Yeah, just doing some experience calculations here real quick. Okay, so let's start with the tent. Whoever's going over there, give me perception checks.
I'll just drop a quick and dirty 30 on you.
Damn, alright. Our Vrood stuff.
No big D.
You already pulled everything off of his body, right?
Yeah.
We rifled through his
We
crap.
skinned his
he had a
ass.
lot of stuff. Okay.
I chopped off his head.
Searching Vrood's tent, you find a leather satchel underneath the table, which, if you open it up, contains several pages of cryptic notes and an elaborately carved bone scroll tube. The scroll tube contains an enigmatically macabre poem, which is not encrypted or anything, so I will give you that handout. Stand by.
You said elaborately inscribed scroll tube, bone scroll tube.
Elaborately carved bone scroll tube.
And this is the carving on top of it. Is this poem or like
No, the
inside
poem
it?
is inside it.
Gotcha.
Oh shit.
After reading that poem, Lee returns to the group and signs to Havelock and Xenesis and Leopold that perhaps the Whispering Way's purposes are far more nefarious than we anticipated, and shares the poem with them.
Yeah, that's pretty grim.
And then I guess we head off to the armory.
key.
Um,
This does not bode well. Not that anything here would.
yes, this place is rather grim. Hopefully, we've managed to stop Armvrud from enacting his parts of these plans, but something tells me that this might be a little bit more in line with what A has lined up.
Mhm.
All right, so searching the armory. Dimly lit by torches, the building's interior has been gutted. All that remains are several racks of wooden crates and a large stone vase. Um,
Little to see here.
there's also... Is there a map on the table or something? Hold on. Crates containing an assortment of weaponry and armor for equipping the undead troops being raised in the town square. Most of the equipment is junk, broken, chipped, bent, or rusted from years of neglect or misuse. The original troops took what was stored in the armory when they left. There's the stone vase. And there must be a map on the table or something, because there's an extra thing. Yeah, fuck it. You find another small clay pot, but it's like smaller than the other one.
I look in the vases.
Okay. Inside the vase is the rotting remains of a heart. Oh, I stand corrected. It's in a vile-smelling fluid, so I assume it's actually preserved. But there's big pieces of it missing.
Yeah.
There's not much of it left.
It's the Pack Lord's heart, or what's left of it.
It's pretty important.
That's what the Grey Prince were looking for.
I'm not there.
Yeah, I signed to everyone. Perhaps we might be able to find or track down what's remains of the Prince's Wolves and give this to them. I believe it is theirs.
I like that plan. All right.
If any of the beasts should have it.
Yes, I would prefer they have it.
Speaking of
Okay.
beasts, what of Durus?
Do we find anything else? Like you said, there was a clay something, but you didn't
Yeah,
make
there was
out
a
what you
small
said.
clay pot. It says on the ground beneath the map rests a small clay pot. But
I look at the map.
okay, and you find it underneath because you had perception, I guess. Because there's no DC check to find it. I don't know. I don't know what they were doing here. There's no
There you
even
go.
reference to a map.
We
Oh yeah,
find it. for
you
sure.
find it. Yeah, small clay pot, and it's got all kinds of little dyes and stuff swirling around inside it. You're not really sure what it is.
Jams, if you're talking, we can't hear you. I think I saw you light.
Can you hear me?
I can't believe that Havelock is dead.
I heard
Dude,
someone join in, so
he's
I was
not
just
dead.
checking.
It's been a new fucking like. There's a new like hardcore operating system / hardware failure every day. It's like there's
Time for a new one.
it's all different shit. It doesn't there's no possible way what's happening is happening. Like there's no possible order of events that could create this situation. I don't get it.
I'm sorry, man. What's going on this time?
I don't even think I want to start
Okay,
on that whole.
that's fine.
I'm out of Pathfinder for the foreseeable future.
Oh,
Holy shit.
So we will figure that out. I'm on my old copy of Windows 7, like my old drive, the one that would not boot before, but now is fixed for some reason. And my new copy, my new fresh install, is destroyed.
what the fuck?
How is that even possible? I don't get it.
I don't know. You still have your backups and stuff though, right? Well, anyway. So what we can do is, let's see. Are you able to get into Roll20 at all?
I do not know.
Because if you aren't, then we could just kind of play this old-fashioned for your character, and I can describe to you like who's within range. But I don't think there's really going to be any more combat, so
Well,
you won't have the advantage of visual aids, but we can still progress.
yeah. I mean, I don't know what I have access to. Is what
That
I'll tell you.
yeah, that's fair. I understand.
This started with me trying to install Excel
Oh, weird.
so that I could get access to my YPCG because I just did a clean. I just had this same problem 2 days ago with Windows 10 not booting, uh, and I repaired it, which deleted all my information except Windows. Um,
Uh, there's a possibility that your old hard drive leapt back to life, and then your computer was confused about which boot sector to use because
well,
you have two boot drives installed.
I mean that's true, but it won't boot to my new one, even if I tell.
Weird. Well, if you've got some time tomorrow, I'd be happy to pop on and see if I can help you out.
I mean, I'll go through it, but
Okay.
I've been through it before.
Just trying to help, man. If you want to do it
I
yourself,
know.
that's okay.
I don't think I'm in a headspace to.
I totally understand. If it was me, I would be very frustrated because my computer is my
Yeah.
lifeblood. I totally get it.
Like, I want to play the game. All I really want to do right now is fix it, but it's not a good time.
Yeah, I understand. Okay. So, you guys had just
We found the Pack Lord heart.
searched the armory, found the remains of the Pack Lord's heart, and a clay pot that has a bunch of um, curiously swirling colored inks that aren't merging together like you think they should be. So it's probably magical.
Yeah. Alright, I'll try another one.
Ooh, craft alchemy might work. Hold on.
Short. Either or.
Okay. Cast level. I think between the two of you, you can figure it out. These are marvelous pigments. Um,
Pigments.
these pigments enable their possessor to create actual permanent objects simply by depicting their form in 2 dimensions.
I remember those.
The pigments are applied by a stick tipped with bristles, hair, or fur. The emulsion flows from the application to form the desired object as the artist concentrates on the image. 1 pot of marvelous pigments is sufficient to create a 1,000 cubic foot object by depicting it 2-dimensionally over a 100 square foot surface. Only normal inanimate objects can be created. You can't create creatures. You have to put it on a surface. You have to have a craft painting check.
Ah. Solid.
You can't create magic items. Objects of value depicted by the pigments, precious metals, gems, jewelry, and so on, appear to be valuable but are really made of tin, lead, glass, brass, or bone.
So that means I can paint endless bullets
Um,
that aren't very high quality.
yeah, you can create weapons, armor, and any other mundane item, including foodstuffs, which value does not exceed 2,000 gold.
Sushi for days.
I guess.
I mean,
That's
Sushi's
kinda
pretty
cool.
expensive. We'll hit the 2,000
you
pretty quick.
sold that you could have sushi for your lifetime.
It's only 2,000. I mean, if you sold it, it's worth 2,000 gold.
I imagine 2,000 gold would be enough to pay for sushi
You
for the
know,
rest of
you're not
person's
wrong.
time.
You're-
I don't know. I'm gonna argue that with you because I ate a lot of fucking sushi. When you get right down to brass tacks, I can put
Yes.
rolls away.
It is
I
a
guess
rather
she's an elf as
expensive
well,
foodstuff.
so maybe not quite the same.
Okay, so you guys had searched the armory, searched Arnvrud, searched his tent. You gathered up all those things. You got the Carrion Crown poem,
We
which
found a map. What does the map?
I think the
is it
map is
different?
just of Feldgrau, because it doesn't
Okay.
say anywhere. Like, I don't understand why this is even here. Um, but anyway. So the thing that's remaining right now is Vrood's body, because you had intended to take him over to see Ulcris before Ilian
Well, we
showed
took
up.
his head. We have his head separate from
Yeah.
his body right now.
Oh, okay.
I think since we were just going to the armory, which is right next door, we go over to his body and we take it and we throw it into the pit.
Okay.
Right.
Just as a reminder, in the tent you also found a bunch of pages of cryptic notes that you weren't able to
Yes.
decipher. Does
Leather
anybody
pages
have
covered in
linguistics?
cryptic notes.
I do.
Oh,
Well,
that's gonna be a no from me, dog.
I'll pour over this later.
What?
Oh, actually, I don't even think your only roll that you could do is a nat 20 to get this. You only have a plus
Well,
1 linguistics. That's not going to be
we
high
can
enough.
possibly take a 20 later when we have time.
Well, taking a 20 is not an automatic success, though, like a nat 20.
True.
He would still only get a 21, which isn't high enough. But I digress. So you're taking his head over to Ulcris.
Yes. So
Oh.
we dumped his body in the pit. We take his head over to the innkeeper.
Okay. Let's see.
Which actually I believe
Is this in concluding the adventure, or is this in? Oh, there's also a locked. Wait, why the fuck is this listed in a different place? God damn it! There's more treasure in his tent. There's a locked chest.
I point at the lock and gesture to Leopold.
Sorry, fresh out.
Hansign, will you do the honors?
Fresh out, unfortunately.
Ripperino.
Damn.
Okay, but you do have the locked chest.
We
Put
didn't
it in
find
my
a
hole
key
then.
or anything on any of these guys.
No.
Weird. He had a. Yeah. Okay.
You
I
can
don't
lock
know.
it with
Maybe he
magic.
buried it somewhere. I don't know.
It's true.
If you're the magical sort, you don't necessarily need keys
There's also
for your
that.
lock.
I will search around for a turned over plot of land.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So what you're saying is they don't have key, but they do have lock?
Oh my goodness.
Ha ha ha!
I like that.
That's adorable.
They bring
If
your
your
head
kids ever get
to
married, their kid will be Keylock.
bring the head to
Gotcha.
Ulcris Sedmir. Okay, so Ulcris says, "Oh yes, this is him. Good job. He won't be doing any more of those Black Death Circle things anymore. That'll be good."
Decidedly not, or at least we hope.
Yes,
Um,
one was more than enough for me.
Well, you all seem to have shaken it off rather well. I watched him throw one at you, and you seem to do fine. So that was good. So yeah.
I sign over to Elix, just like thanks for Asma, but I don't think we had anything to do with it.
And he starts to go into a low humming, dark seance-y type thing.
I imagine that all the lights in the inn just like fade to real
Yes.
darkness. It gets
Well,
super
all the
moonlit all of a
candles,
sudden 'cause-
all the candles dim as though there's less oxygen. And you guys start having visions.
I'm just imagining us sitting there like that Simpsons gif, like, ha, I'm in danger.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm wondering who set up all this lighting.
Yeah.
Okay, so each of these visions is going to be separated by a bright flash of light. And what's kind of uncomfortable about it is that you're experiencing everything as though you're looking through the eyes of Arenvrud himself.
Well, that's got to be painful considering he's a cyber dead.
Um, so I'm actually going to start with a little of his backstory, which isn't included here because I feel like that's just sad to not include. So it starts out with that you are a boy, um, and there are troops that are coming through the land. They have slaughtered your family, and you see them like salting the fields and leaving behind just a absolute wasteland of where you used to live, which happens to be the Furrows, where you are pretty close to. Actually, you're smack in the middle of really right
I was
now.
about to say, oh shit, he was here for.
Yeah, this is where he grewed up, um,
Which is
and
me funny.
Brewed
I
up?
was trying, but it didn't really land. Okay, so basically you have another flash, and then like basically he's like living as an orphan, scavenging what he can from corpses and rats and stuff, and he starts to hear voices that like kind of whisper promises of vengeance to him. That he can get revenge for his dead family and whatnot. And it's like the spirits of the furrows around him are talking to him. He's always been particularly sensitive. And then one day a rider shows up and says that the spirits of the place have told him about Vrood and that he has a greater role to play. And then he
You
gets,
said a writer.
yep, a rider shows up, just a
Can
guy on
you
horseback.
do you have description of this guy?
He is in a great wait. Basically, Vrood was going to kill him, but something about his words dissuaded him. The rider was in a gray-skinned and wait. The rider was gray-skinned and withered like a corpse.
Hmm. Sounds like a corpse to me.
Mm-hmm. After that, Vrood took up the study of the dark arts of necromancy under the tutelage of his ghoulish savior, known only to him as Ysara Nine Eyes.
Well, with
9
uh,
eyes?
with
Mm-hmm.
9 eyes, you Yosara see a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And after that,
the
there
force.
is a flash, and you see him, um, you know, um, painting runes on the bottom of Hearthstone and catching the professor snooping around where he's not welcome, killing him, faking his death, and all the other things that you've witnessed Vrood do up to this point as you've followed him. And then you see him sitting at a desk, scribbling on a piece of paper with a quill, and he writes, "My master, I shall stay in Feldgrau and build an army of corpses for our risen lord." And then there's another flash, and his hands place the letter in an envelope and strike it with a wax seal, which you recognize as the seal of the Whispering Way. Another flash comes and the scene changes, and you guys see cultists scurrying around in the town square, exhuming bodies, raising an army of undead corpses from Feldgrau's dead. Then there's another flash, and Vrood's hands place 3 strange items into a chest. There is an iron and glass vial containing a swirling gray mist, a bloody heart inside a glass bottle, or at least a piece of a heart, and a fragile skull composed of hundreds of bone fragments. And into a second chest, he places a strange statuette of a murky green stone depicting a grotesque tentacled creature. Um,
No.
which you might recognize as the Sea Sage effigy that was stolen from Lepistad University, because you saw a flash of Vrood doing that, so I think that's fair. Um, The chests are given to 2 different riders in dark cloaks on pale horses. One of them is told to ride to Thrushmore, and Vrood's voice says, "Our agent will exchange the effigy for the relic we need. After a final flash, the visions fade.
Ilix is like weeping quietly.
What is the last line?
Ride to Threshmore. Our agent will exchange the effigy for the relic we need.
Where's Thrushmore?
Relic. Threshmore.
I will pop that up for you. Big red arrow.
That's near your marsh.
Gotcha. Okay. Southern Ustalaw.
It's near my home as well.
Which is where book 4 starts, and apparently we skip everything in between, and there's fucking nothing.
I mean, Ustalav is kind of a boring place.
Yeah, nothing happens here at all.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a ton of cool stuff. Carrion Hill actually has a whole module to it that we're not going to do because it's level 5, and I don't want to adjust an entire module to level 9. That just sounds like a pain in the ass.
Or we could actually be like badasses, run in there and just fucking
roll,
stomp everything.
roll
Yeah,
those
just roll.
assholes.
Well, I also don't have it. I don't have the module, so we're just not going to do that one.
That's easily remedied, but yeah, I think it'd be like what? We just like sprint through in 30 seconds and just fucking annihilate everything.
One shot.
Or die.
everything.
That'd be funny too.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
pull the whole
fantastic.
dungeon, and then
Yeah.
everybody's feared and they die. Okay, so I think Ulcris, actually having made his piece, says something about seeing a light off in the distance, and he follows it, and you assume he's passed on into the next life.
I pray for him as he makes his journey. And say, give the lady our best. Also, please ask her if she can not give up our loved ones that maybe we're gonna have to kill again.
I don't know what you mean.
Like, you, Chris, don't know, or he doesn't know?
He just turns around like, what?
It's a mystery.
Like, wait, what? I was like, well, you designed it, so I'm pretty sure you should
Oh
know.
yeah, I know. Well, some of it's still loose in my head, but I have a good overarching idea.
So did we win?
Yeah, you've concluded book 3.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I was gone for like the rest of that fight.
I rolled for you because all your stuff in Roll20 is correct.
Did badass.
You fucking wrecked shit.
Good.
Good. There was a couple crits in there. You can
Yes.
watch the video and catch up. So I'm
Cool.
glad that we record these so that you can at least know what happened. Okay, so I guess the things to resolve now are please lycanthropy, and that's it, I think, before you level up.
Yeah. So Plea looks at everyone after we've had these visions, and it says, or it signs. I'm imagining that we all like kind of sat in a circle around the head as or whatever his name was did all this seance-y stuff and showed us these visions, and then he passes on. And then please sign to the group. We haven't really addressed the elephant in the room.
Okay, so this is super random. I'm sorry, just totally out of left wing. So the map looks really nice and foresty and whatnot, and there's a spider on my actual screen monitor, and I thought it was part of the map, but then I kept moving the map, and the spider wasn't moving with it. Yeah.
So yeah, we have to kill a spider real quick. Just hold up.
Gotcha.
Yeah, put it outside. Let Mother
Thank
Nature
you.
take care of it.
Oh yeah, outside. That's totally what I'm gonna do to it.
Outside the mortal coil.
That spider's fucking dead.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad you're
I felt a disturbance in the force.
going over.
This is gonna be challenging because it's right on your fucking screen.
Please don't break it.
Just falcon punches the
Falcon.
Falcon!
Punch! Yes!
Just a little gardener spider, though.
That's why you don't kill it, you fucking asshole.
Well, they
Okay,
still
how about-
bite. You're not just
how
gonna
about this,
touch
Walker?
it.
How about this, Walker? In my house, I have found 2 because it's now getting warm, and they're starting to show up. I found 2 silverfish.
You
Can I
should
kill those?
move. Can you
Yeah,
move?
I
Why
wish
are
I
you
could.
still there?
Well, the silverfish will die once the house centipedes come out of hibernation.
Oh god.
It's just
That's not better. That's just not better.
the centipede is a long collection of like 30
Silverfish
all
is legs.
connected together.
I would burn this house down so fast.
Surprise, you're the one living in the centipede.
Well, my house is long. I've never checked.
Well, if you're-
It
even if
gets
you-
up and walks
even if you
around and
move
eats
to, like,
other houses at
California,
night.
We still have house centipedes here. You don't really ever escape
I
those.
I don't like them. They're too fast. Silverfish, like I've only seen 2 of them in the last 4 months, and I've killed them immediately. But house centipedes, you don't know. They're just like, and they go flying between stuff, and you're like, shit.
Well, they're not harmful, so you got that
They
going
can
for
bite.
do
They can
bite.
bite. They feel like about a beast.
Alright.
I'd say.
Spider's dead. Back to Plea.
Yes,
Yeah.
Plea recalls all the scenes that he.
No, we all watch the same scene, and then after it's all done, and once his face moves on, please, like, signing to everyone that's kind of just sitting there is like, we haven't addressed the elephant in the room.
Plea, I'm right
Alex?
here. I can hear you.
Flea looks at Havelock and signs.
I know
"What do
I've
you mean
been-
You can hear
I know
me.
I've been drinking the Applejack a lot lately. I'm trying to slim down.
Flea just shakes his head and pulls his robes aside and reveals a werewolf bite.
Pulls his robes aside. Oh man.
Man,
That went different visually
Right.
in my head than I think you
the
intended.
were elephant in the room.
Yeah. Ilix turns her teary eyes to the side. Unable to deal with any more upsetting shit in one day.
Yeah, this has not been a great few months for
Plea signs and says, I have a few days before it sets in, but we should address it sooner than later.
Oh,
Right.
remove disease. Right.
So I believe that we can use.
Now- Yeah, so here's the big question, because like there are rules about lycanthropy on the PFSRD, but I do remember that in Carrion Crown there is a specific set of rules for lycanthropy. So
What is it that
And we
you
rolled-
were wanting to know?
I don't think I
we had
make
rolled
it.
a nat 20 on understanding lycanthropy the first time I got infected by the
Yeah, you still understand it.
So can you refresh us on those rules, because I forget them.
Sure, let me find them.
I think I'm
Uh,
actually just gonna throw that in my game log notes too. The habit.
It's magical affliction that can transform you. Blah blah blah. While suffering, you can potentially transform into a beast or half beast hybrid at any time. You lose control of your bodies and go into violent, vicious rampages, of which you have no memory.
This just sounds like my life.
You can attempt to change back into your human form with a certain check. And the difficulty is combated by full moons. This is really long, dude. There's like 4 pages of this.
No, I mean mostly about the part, like before you become one. Like
All right. Let me see
How
if
to
I
get-
can
how to get rid of.
find-
Well,
yeah.
I gave you a wolfsbane potion, and he allowed you to re-roll. last
Yeah,
save,
that's
yeah.
totally fine again.
I still have 1.
There's nothing in here specifically about curing it, I don't think. Oh, here it is. A remove disease or heal spell cast by a cleric of 12th level or higher can cure lycanthropy, but only if cast within 3 days of the disease being contracted.
Right.
If the victim is not treated within this time span, the disease takes hold on her very being, resisting all future attempts to remove it with disease-affecting magic. At that point, only magic such as remove curse can end the affliction, and not without inherent danger. The curse of lycanthropy is actually only in effect when the victim is fully transformed into a were creature. Thus, such magic requires the healer to come face to face with the monster trapped within his patient, potentially risking his own infection. Only if the spell is successfully cast can the affliction be ended once and for all. Folktales also tell of potentially dangerous cures for lycanthropy. These include such mystical remedies as the kiss of a dryad, or the blood of the unicorn, or a patently false or blatantly lethal, such as cutting out the second beast heart alleged to grow within the afflicted's chest, or being bitten by a were creature a second time. Blurring the line between the miraculous and the lethal is the herb wolfsbane. Many claim this dangerous toxin can cure both the disease and curse of lycanthropy afflicting creatures.
Okay. So I will.
Right.
It says that you must consume the poison and then be exposed to its effects. If you survive the poison, you're allowed to make a second saving throw to resist lycanthropy at the same DC as when first contracted.
Okay, so how many hero points do you have left?
That's a good point, because you're about to level.
Yeah.
I have 1 hero point left
All right. So how
because I used
about
1 to resist death, or 2 to resist
Yeah.
death.
how about you use the whatever what is that shit called?
Wolfsbane.
Wolfsbane?
Or whatever. Wolfsbane. Use the Wolfsbane to get your reroll. We give you as much fortitude
Mm-hmm.
buffing things as we can, and you roll it. And if you roll like shit, regardless, burn your hero point and re-roll it. And then you're going to get a new set at the beginning of the camp.
He'll get
next
one
You only
more.
get one.
So he
Oh,
won't
you
be
only
able to
get
cheat.
one.
Yeah, you get 1 per level.
Well, still,
Yep,
probably worth it.
I think so.
It's worth noting we only have 1 Wolfsbane.
That is a fair point.
I have the materials for another one, but it'll take me a day to make.
Well, who else are we going to use it on?
Good
That's-
point.
I'm saying your
Duracell.
plan about using well, Thurston's already changed. This won't work on him.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we can do remove curve.
I will remind you that you also have a card that
Yeah.
just automatically gets rid of it.
Yeah.
Well, we could use that on him, but not
Well,
on.
if plea doesn't make it, then we're using it on
Right.
plea. No
That's
ifs
a
ands.
last resort kind of thing.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my biggest concern is that you guys are all out of spells for today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
Susan, do you
two
have
level 2 spells left.
is it Bear's Endurance?
I already cast that.
I'm pretty sure everybody is entirely out of spells for today.
I have
Rip.
2 second level, but nothing that's gonna help with this.
Bear's Endurance does do Constitution, which increases fort save. And then there's Guidance, and then I think there's a spell
Totally
that...
cast guidance on you, man.
You could
And
just do it tomorrow.
Yeah,
Because
that's
you
what I'm
don't. Yeah, because you have the 3 days.
thinking.
Okay. So, are you going to rest here?
I don't really want to rest here, and personally, I don't really care about saving Durston, but
That's up to you.
I don't bring Durston up, so
I mean, I think it'd
I
be nice to
remember
save
Durst.
him. Like, he tried.
I mean, he's an idiot. He meant well, but
and
he
now
is
he's
an
an evil
idiot.
werewolf.
I mean, he's evil by nature. It's just how.
Yeah,
this way,
I do want
yeah.
to point out that out of character at least, that you guys said that if I turn into a werewolf, you guys are gonna murder me. So
When did I
Just
say
that.
that?
I was just joking, probably.
Maybe.
Don't even
I
joke
believe that,
yourself.
like,
I
what
think-
we had come up with for you was that, like, the amount of time it takes us to get to level 12 would be probably like 1 more chapter. So, and in that period of time, I assume we would only go through maybe a couple months, which would be like 2 episodes where we have to like tie you down, restrain you while you're overcome by that shit, and then by that point Xenithus will be 12 anyway and can just cure it. What? That was a really weird evil laugh.
That was really weird.
Cleric, are you okay?
No, she's good.
She's better than okay. She's realizing the power of the dark side.
Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, if he's turned into the were creature, remove curse. It didn't say it had a level requirement.
Right, but in the game itself, there's a specific way to
Yes.
remove it, and we have to follow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying in that thing that you were reading, it says that if he is fully transformed, and someone uses remove curse
You
on
has
someone
to
who
be
is
a
fully
12th level cleric.
Yeah.
Right.
that was just for the heal itself.
No,
that's
it's for
No.
both.
Mm-hmm.
I remember looking this up specifically.
It must be a 12th level cleric
Yeah.
casting remove disease in the beginning or remove curse after.
Yeah.
Lycanthropy is specifically designed to be a piece of shit.
Yep.
Like dick move.
I mean, it's
like
yeah. Sucks.
We do have a scroll of remove disease level 12. I
You
don't know what
do?
the DC. Yes, we
Do
do. We do.
Oh.
I thought we burned that.
So I don't know how use magic device works for casting higher level spells though.
She would have to roll. Well, she has it on her list, so that's done. She would still have to roll UMD to essentially pretend to be a higher level caster than she is, which would be a potentially steep check,
We should investigate that.
which could just destroy the scroll.
Well, I mean, when are we going to use it? The scroll is designed for this.
Well, there's other diseases that are nasty, but point taken.
So normally using a scroll is 20 plus the caster level. If it's on her list, I don't really know. Would it just
Well,
be like
it's on her list.
caster
If
levels?
yeah, I think it's still going to be 20 plus caster level. As the check to pretend to be a higher caster level than she is.
Is it a curse or a disease?
It starts out as a disease curse hybrid that is like basically it's classified as a curse, but it's susceptible to the remove disease spell in the first 3 days. After that, it's a curse.
Yeah.
If we are able to remove the curse component of it, can my immunity to magical diseases protect me?
Ooh.
We've already ruled on that one. That since it's a curse disease hybrid, your immunity to diseases doesn't qualify here.
Okay.
Yeah, you tried to do that before, and you didn't let. I don't know why you tried again.
No, I'm saying like if we were like cast remove curse, which I think is a higher level spell than remove disease. Period.
Well,
I don't know that.
Let's just have you guys rest and level characters, and then we will buff Plea to the gills and try to get him fort safe. Does that sound fair to everybody?
Yeah, I think that probably makes sense.
Alrighty. So, has everybody got their level 9 characters ready, or do you have questions or discussion? Floor is open.
I have it ready. I needed to relink to the Google Doc because my bookmarks killed themselves.
I
sure what happened.
wasn't sure what Google Doc you were talking about. You're talking about the player guide?
The ones where we've been putting our PDFs for the characters.
Oh.
Because
has not put PDF
the first
on
quarter of this game
for 3 levels.
The first quarter of this game I've been wrangling with PC Gen because I had to re-download Java and all this other crap.
Let's not worry about that tonight. But I'll get you the link later.
The only question I had is I get a ranger, I get a hunter's trick at this level, and I'm kind of torn between a couple things. I posted some in the Discord earlier today, but
yes, I had seen those, but I hadn't thought of good suggestions for you.
I'm nixing hateful attack. The problem being that crit threat range is really hard to develop as for range. Like range characters, like bows are generally like only on a 20 and then times 3. and then this doesn't stack with other things that could bump it up. So I'm kind of like, I'm not sure I want to spend a ranger's trick on something that just takes me from 20 to 19.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it took me for like if I was using scimitars or shit like that, and that would give me like a like a plus, my crit range would be like huge. But I'm thinking trick shot. As a standard action, the ranger can make a ranged attack that ignores concealment, but not total concealment, soft cover, and partial cover.
I guess the thing I would point out there is that you can eventually get a keen longbow.
Does keen go on ranged weapons?
I believe so. If
I was
it's not,
thinking
I
keen
think
was only melee.
you might be right actually. I wonder if there's an equivalent for ranged.
I didn't get a chance to look at it as thoroughly as I wanted, but I did see a comment that for ranged characters, going like a critical build or trying to increase your crit range is kind of tough without taking feats and things
Yeah.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Keen would be awesome.
You could get a seeking weapon.
Oh, you know what? I might be thinking of improved critical.
Yeah. The other one that I was thinking was aiding attack. I can use a trick as a free action. When I hit a creature with an attack, the next ally who makes an attack against the target creature before the start of my next turn gains a +2 circumstance bonus on that
That's
attack
pretty good.
roll.
Yeah.
Which would definitely be like if I'm shooting into melee, then you guys are going to be more easily. But a couple others that I looked up were the not defensive, distracting attack. When I use this attack as a free action before I make an attack, if the attack hits, the target takes a -2 penalty on all attack rolls for 1 round. Which
That's good.
would be pretty good. Or hobbling attack. I can use this trick as a free action. Whenever I hit with an attack, the target land speed is reduced by half for 1d4 round. Which could be good in controlling some guys, but
Mm-hmm.
not quite as thrilling as some of the other options. So I think I'm really stuck between the aiding attack to give you guys plus to hit, the ability to ignore soft cover and things like that, or the distracting attack, which gives them a -2 on all attack rolls for a round.
I kind of think that like the soft cover one might be the best.
That's what I'm thinking too, because we tend to wind up in situations where somebody is in the way.
Yeah.
And I want to reach out.
And we count against you for that too.
Yeah.
And like,
right. So if you can ignore that a number of times per day or whatever, however that works.
I would have
that could be
seven times that I can use my ranger's tricks.
Yeah.
That seems really good.
Yeah, that seems pretty strong to me, especially considering that like
just...
we have like an inquisitor in our party who just like is very prone to just like
and especially since we do find ourselves indoors fighting things fairly often.
Yeah, I mean, ricochet shot has really come into play pretty well.
Yeah. Okay, I think I will go with that.
Oh, Xenesis, did you have any spells left for yesterday?
And a few level 1 spells.
Oh, okay, so none of those are going to be what Havelock would need for the negative level.
No, I mean, I thought we said we were going to wait a day.
So it takes 24 hours.
True, that's true. You have until the
as long
next
as she
evening.
casts her restoration spell before that 24 hours, it cures all temporary negative levels automatically.
Okay, perfect.
That will be nice. That will definitely be something I will want tomorrow morning.
Well, you have a week. On the restoration page, it talks about.
No, that's very different, and it becomes very expensive.
I understand it becomes very expensive. I'm just saying, it is possible. It's 1,000 GP.
And it's not even just a week. Like, you can always cast restoration to remove negative levels. It's just you can only do 1 level per week, and it's 1,000 gold per level. It's dumb.
How many did I get? I only had the 1, I think, from that fight.
You had 2.
Had 2. Okay.
Yeah, there was one after you left, but other than that, you did fine.
Well, I will give a glass of Applejack per negative level restored, and a firm handshake. Nothing but the firmest of handshakes.
I'm leveling my
Jack's
character.
back on the menu, boys. Okay. I think that was the last thing that I needed to nail down. I get evasion at this level, which is really cool, which means if I would take half damage from something area of effect wise, I take none. So that's cool. And I've got um for like reflex saves.
Guys, I got greater grapple.
Finally.
Oh
Nice.
no.
I was hoping it was crater grapple and it would let you do the atomic elbow. So what how is that better? Like it's obvious, but like
So greater grapple lets me make grapple. I can maintain a grapple as a move action, which means on my turn I can take
Oh
2 grapple
no.
actions instead of 1 grapple action. Once I've initiated a grapple, I can't do like.
so would you say that you're drinking the grapple jack?
Yes.
I hope nobody already made that joke.
But if I start my turn next to someone, I can do standard action, grapple, move action. Oh no, I can't do that. No. But it basically cuts turn out of my process.
That's
which is
awesome. That's really that's damn good.
I like how he calls it a process.
Yeah, it's a faster turning machine of death now.
Yes. But it also lets me, because like tying people up, is an action you can take when grappling. So, being able to like grapple them and then the next turn pin them, tie them,
So you're
is
going for the rodeo build?
it's effectively a rodeo build.
Jump off, get down there, throw them on the ground, tie them up.
I could also pin
Throw
them,
your
murder
hands up.
them.
Yeah, we used to do that occasionally too.
Pin them, murder them? I hope not.
Well, you got to feed everybody afterwards.
Okay, so my YAPCG is set. I need to just put all this stuff in roll 20.
Options. Save character. Ilix, 9th level ranger.
Dun, dun, dun.
Character saved. Saved PDF.
What
Close
feats are
out.
you
So-
looking at, Xenesis?
Okay. I am taking see invisibility faux show
As a feat or a spell?
as a spell.
Oh, I was
Definitely
like,
not as a feat. Good lord, sir.
That
it's
would
like,
be
geez, that's not good at all.
That would be overpowered as fuck.
It would be a bad feat because it's way too
pretty narrow,
situational.
but really powerful.
Yeah, I think I want it specifically for bullshit like we faced.
Oh yeah.
last. And so it's just important that somebody in the party has it more than anything else.
I agree.
Okay. I picked up weapon focus, I think, so I can get an extra to hit. And now I'll feel a little bit more confident using dropping rapid shot and deadly aim because using either of those drops my to hit chance. And
Apparently
I
I've always
always
had
seem to
evasion.
roll terrible. Yeah, I think you would have evasion pretty early.
Because I get improved evasion now. I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah, yep.
Hmm.
It's really
That's super, super good.
Yep.
Cool. I'll have to remember that I have that.
okay. So let's see.
But yeah, Xenesis, what feats are you getting? What are you looking at?
Well, Travis talked about the quick channel, which looks really cool, but on the XL it doesn't show it. So then I ended up going with Warrior Priest because I don't know how to do some special tab where I can
Well,
add
do you
in.
want quick channel?
Well, it sounds pretty dope.
What's it do?
Says you may channel energy as a move action
Oh,
by
that's
spending
dirty.
2 daily uses
Yep.
of
And it's always good because at your higher level, when you have higher wisdom, you can get up to like 10 or 12. And you could, at like level 11, have 12d6 in a single round of healing.
That's
Or
pretty good.
damage.
What's the
yeah.
warrior priest one?
Warrior Priest, it says you gain a +1 bonus on initiative checks and +2 bonus on concentration checks made to cast a spell or use a spell-like ability when casting defensively or while grappling. It's also pretty darn cool. But typically, I'm not going to be getting in the middle of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a very powerful feat, considering you can just get like spell guard bracers, and that covers that basically. Which I would encourage you to get because they're awesome. If you don't already have them.
But yeah, so how do I add it onto my sheet, or do I just pencil it in that I have quick channel?
I would pencil it in your notes for now, and I will help you set that up.
Cool. All right. Well, then that was my long-winded I made earlier.
Any new or exciting spells? I think you get level 5s now, don't you?
I get 1 level 5.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yay! That means that I can be atoned at some point.
Oh yeah, you do get atonement.
Bow down to me, and it shall happen. What?
That took a drastic turn, Sue.
I think I see the black hat forming on her head, like it's the like there's a shadowy scythe in her hand, and you catch her out of the corner of your eye. I feel it. I feel the evil. Don't you try to hide from me, you.
Urgatho has been amongst you the whole time.
Yeah, well, no, it's like I'm getting inspired while going through all these horrible towns. I'm kidding.
I approve.
Oh, I guess you actually know all your spells, don't you? And you can prepare whatever you want. That's cool.
I just have to pray in the morning, be like, all right, here we go.
Dear Pharasma, I'd like a level 5 spell today, please.
Thanks. Yes, don't worry, please. You don't have to bow down to me. I am more than happy to help you out.
Well, atonement is something that will happen later. There has not been a character moment where Flea has had a reason to speak and break his vow. I'm sure that will come up.
I got a little something for you, maybe. Maybe.
I was thinking it might happen this last combat, but it did not.
It depends on whether we get to your saving throw today or not.
Okay, let me roll this and see if it works. Defenses.
I might go Vital Strike.
That doesn't work.
That sounds cool.
When you use the attack action, you can make one attack at your highest base attack bonus that deals additional damage. Roll the weapon's damage dice for the attack twice and add the results together before adding bonuses from strength, weapon ability, precision-based damage, other damage bonuses. The fact that I'm using a greatsword is like the main reason that might be viable. An extra 2d6.
That's a lot of fucking damage.
Yeah. Yep.
How many times can you use that, did you say? Or is it just you can just use it?
I think you can just use it, so basically it's making me make one attack instead of multiple attacks, but that's considering my build, like that's my
you want that first attack. You're gonna do really well on that. I've got
Furious Focus and Power Attack, so my iterative attacks drop. Their attack bonus drops pretty precipitously after the first one.
Well, what I'm wondering though is if you're adding 2d6, doesn't that add to your damage total so that you bypass DR easier?
Yes, so that would be the other thing. If something's got DR, it would be one lump sum of damage instead of greater variety, and I have the opportunity to make single attacks more often than I do full round attacks. I don't know if that counts as a charge, like when you use the attack action. So Is a charge an attack action?
Charge is a full round action.
Yeah, I think that would not count. But I also get a teamwork feat. I'm thinking I might go with friendly rivalry. Oh, but I have outflank, and that's better.
Well, doesn't that like stay like once you?
What?
I thought the way that your teamwork feats go is like
Oh,
you
I'd
can
keep
change
it.
it once per day, and then you keep it once you get the new one.
Yeah, you do, but the problem is friendly rivalry only gives you a bonus if you're not attacking the same creature. If you're not, we can't both be threatened for me to choose it. I guess I could choose like Leopold as my friendly rival.
I choose
Actually, any
you.
of you would count.
Any
Yeah, it's
people
anybody.
count.
I have a friendly rivalry with all of you. So yeah, actually, pretty much, yeah. Unless we're all being threatened by one creature, I can get that bonus.
What
That
if I
makes it
feel
super
threatened?
powerful.
Bonus on melee attack.
My other question would be: there's another teamwork feat that I gave you guys in Band of Magic, if you remember, that I think lets you crit if somebody else crits.
Oh dear.
That's a teamwork feat that I'm trying to work on in the other game called Butterfly Sting.
That's the one where you
Oh no,
get
Butterfly
to
Sting's not.
pass it off to someone.
Yeah, Butterfly Sting is passive. It's oh fuck, what's it called?
It's not
Seize
like
the moment.
Yeah, seize the moment. It's a teamwork feat, right?
Yeah,
That one seemed good to me.
it's very powerful, but I don't think he meets the the prerequisites for it, and I think he
Oh.
still
It's like
has.
it's a dex thing.
You have to have combat reflexes and improved critical to
Yeah.
get it. And whenever an ally who also has this feat confirms a critical hit, which would for you would be anybody, against an opponent that you also threaten, you can make an attack of opportunity against that opponent.
Yeah. That still seems pretty rare, though.
I mean, you crit twice just in that last combat.
Were you
Crit.
rolling my keen edge?
For him,
No.
No.
Keen Edge doesn't have full attack.
Well,
you just got lucky.
you just got really lucky.
all right, good.
Darp should roll your stuff more.
Clearly, yeah. I'll have computer problems more often.
Oh.
So I'm
Does
all
my
set with my.
tracking go up?
Oh, actually, no, I'm not because I have to put the musket into my.
So other than Greater Grapple, what else does Plea get?
Greater Grapple is the feat, and Improved Evasion is the monk class feature, and I don't think anything else on him increases at level 9. All of his saves are the same, his BAB is the same, his D10, or his damage is the same, his AC bonus is the same. Oh, he gets faster movement, so I now move 60 feet per round.
Jesus Christ.
Gotta go fast.
Zoom!
Oh boy.
He's coming to hug you.
Well, the
Pretty
perk of
much.
that is that means I can roll acrobatics and move 30 feet through certain squares.
Oh my god.
Which I also get plus AC from and extra acrobatics for because of the items that I have. To move thinner harm. I'm trying to like make sure all the notes for Greater Grapple are in here so that there's not confusion about it when I start doing stuff.
Vital Strike sounds good, but I'm looking at Babble Peddler. Your talent for Flim Flam allows you to trick creatures into exchanging valuable objects for whatever junk you happen to offer.
Oh no.
That sounds
What
pretty
is
For a
good.
that?
second, I thought you were making up bullshit.
Yeah, I thought
but-
you were just
No.
fucking pulling words out of your ass.
Yeah.
Say
No.
that one more time.
Your
Flim
talent
Flam.
for Flim Flam, the fact that you guys think I'm creative enough to come up with using that term is like a massive compliment.
You have a background as a writer. I give you credit for
Mhm.
any words that you come
And
up with.
bullshit. So yeah, that's true.
And trolling too. Don't forget your
Yeah.
trolling skills.
Your talent for Flim Flam allows you to trick creatures into exchanging valuable objects for whatever junk you happen to offer.
I'm going
What?
to stop you right there because one of the prerequisites is that you're a gnome.
Mwah. Mwah.
So it's time to reveal a crucial part of my backstory that
I am 3 feet tall.
Don't know about this.
Havelock
Havelock-
is 3 gnomes on top of each other.
Havelock is a dire gnome.
He's always been 3 gnomes on top of
He's
each other
pulling a Mary
Havelock
Kate
is
Ashley on us
a
this whole
gnome
time.
that someone cast a large person on, and
with
it got stuck.
permanency.
Yeah, with permanency when he was a a wee gnome.
I prefer the
That's
Xbox gnome.
hilarious.
That's a funny feat, though. I like that.
Your talent for Flim Flam. I could take Aberrant Tumor again, or Tumor Familiar.
Oh no.
Oh, that doesn't add the notes. Why doesn't that add the notes?
You might have to. There's usually a checkbox to include it.
Include notes or images in attack rolls, but it's checked.
That might not count as an attack roll.
No, so like on the attacks page, and you see the attacks notes. Yeah, that's so weird.
So,
I mean, I can put it in the
yeah,
description.
you have CMB notes, but it's not
showing up when I roll CMB. And there's not like a thing under CMB. Do that, huh? I guess I can just put it in the description.
Well, what's the shit? The mouse over's not working for me. But if you mouse over the CMB notes where it's written there, you might be able to find what that particular
At CMB notes.
Yeah, you might be able to just add that into the description as a call.
Oh, I see. Okay. At
That would be my guess. Otherwise, you could just put it straight into the description, I guess.
Yeah. Let me close this because now it's bugging out.
Yeah, I have it open too, so I'll close it for you. Okay. I think we have about like 5 minutes left here for level 9 character stuff, and then we'll move on.
I am ready. My will save went up. I'm happy about that. What else did Ilix get? Like the new skirmisher trick.
That's good since we're moving into Old Gods territory.
Aha!
Yeah. I got the weapon focus for that extra to hits. So yeah, feeling pretty good. If I can just roll above a 10.
There we go. The perk of that is on my turn, if I fail one of my grapple checks, I can now do a second one.
No, come here. No, come here.
Well, so like last combat, I rolled a nat 1 on my grapple, so I lost control of the grapple. We both just came free. Now I can roll a nat 1 and then roll again.
I approve of that.
Yeah, especially since my CMB is plus 17 for grappling.
If I take Barroom Brawler, once per day as a move action, gain the benefit of a combat feat. that you do not possess for one. So, could you just take like martial weapon proficiency and then for 1 minute use a martial weapon?
I guess
I mean, not that that would be good, but like,
it is a combat feat, so you
If
could.
you didn't have Grabby's greatsword on you, because didn't you lose it recently and were kind of like you had it taken away?
uh,
I feel like somebody stripped it out of your hands, or you dropped it, or you threw
yeah,
it,
something happened.
and you were down to like your mitts, or you had a mace. I think you had like a
Mace.
silver mace.
Yeah. I
Tarp, do
think
you know how to
dropped
put a
away.
return character in these description?
Sorry, I was looking at Zuzu gets new domain spells, and one of them is Slay Living, and I'm wondering what that is.
Sounds like it's pretty much on the tin.
It's you get a horse-drawn sleigh,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
cast
yeah,
that, it
yeah,
comes
yeah.
alive.
What was the question?
Do you
Or
know how
you
to
live
put
in
a
the sleigh.
return character in descriptions?
Shit. Can you not do Alt Enter or Shift Enter?
It wasn't letting me do it before,
Breath of Life is pretty
but that was
close,
right
yeah.
before it started bugging out. So maybe. Nope. Shift enter uh, leaves the box. Alt enter also leaves the box.
Yeah, Breath of Life is essentially just not on my watch, bitch. You just run up and just
Instantaneous.
Yep.
Touch creature standard action. Okay, I was misreading that. I was thinking immediate action. I was like, God damn.
You can bring recently slain creatures back to life.
Uh-huh.
As long as it's died within 1 round.
So if we kill Duristan, will that cure him of his lycanthropy?
No, definitely not.
Damn it.
I mean,
You know, I
killing
like your
here,
thinking.
Oh God.
Resting him will
Actually-
Oh God.
state it, but if he's dead,
Zuzu is the Phantom Menace.
Well, we could kill Ilix and bring her back to life.
So not a true death effect,
Why?
but pretty damn close. Jesus Christ. That's
Why do you wanna
really
kill
powerful.
What did Ilix do?
So you don't have your Finn following you around all the time.
Kill Ilix so the revenant goes away, and then immediately
Yeah.
resurrect her.
I don't know. Do we know enough about
Genius,
residents to know
Leopold.
how
You
it
are
works?
genius. I like this. You ready, Illick?
Flea would probably kill Xenesis if she tried.
I
Oh
love
my
it.
god.
I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much I'd almost allow it, but not really.
Oh, but please, for the greater good. You don't
Jeez, though,
understand.
look at that Slay Living.
12d6.
12d6 plus 9 for her.
12d sex.
I heard you.
Hypothetically, that's only 21 damage. Also, hypothetically,
If I take 12d sex, I'm taking a lot more than 21 damage.
D's nuts.
No, that's
How
not
many
good.
how many d6 did you roll? D's nuts.
Decent. D's nuts.
oh yeah, how does my high jump work?
Oh, but it's a melee touch attack. That's not as good. You have to touch him.
Well,
Gotta touch
I could
that.
pin him.
I think I attest to how easy it is to touch most things with touched AC.
Like yourself?
It just has to
or
be a
like
living creature, though, so that's a
All the
pretty
time.
good nuke.
Yeah, buddy.
But aren't most of the people who are fighting undead?
That was a good
This
touch.
chapter they were, but next chapter they won't be. Or next book.
They might not be. Technically, he didn't
They'll
tell
all
us just
be
that.
evil, but they'll be alive.
Some of them.
we don't know that. They could be good. And we become evil.
That could also
Ooh.
happen. It
It
is.
I think it might be happening.
Only
It
a
is-
Have you
couple
guys
of
been
us could
listening to
become
Illic or
evil.
Zuzu?
It is the
I know.
Lovecraftian chapter. Anything's possible.
Isn't that the town where that fucking like Cthulhu adventure is?
Thrushmore?
Yeah, it's the what is it called? Strange
Inns
Eon.
of- Oh, I don't know about that.
It's like all about like it's like a very like Lovecraftian
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The whole area is, which is really funny that it coincides with where Ilix is supposedly from, since that's Tanner's like favorite shit.
Yeah. The Forest of Vales ain't nothing to fuck with.
Well, if we're all ready to go, then
This guy's ready.
we will, I guess, say that you rested in Old Chris's inn, since that's probably the closest safe place.
During the night, do we hear any patrols or anything?
No, it's actually very quiet. Safe for some werewolf fighting off in the distance, which you
Our
assume,
poor horses.
is the Princess Wolves eliminating the last of the demon wolves.
Somehow.
In the morning, when we wake up, I approach Xenesis and say, I know or sign that I know we're trying to cure me of my lycanthropy today, but Havelock was drained by that creature yesterday. Perhaps when you ask for Asthma for spells, you should ask for restoration as well.
I feel fine. I don't even see what the problem is. And I'm using my greatsword as like a cane.
Oh dear,
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
Havelock
ready
does
to
seem a
go.
little shaky.
I
What?
feel happy.
I feel happy. Feel like going for a walk.
I'm sorry, but you look like death.
I feel like it. I think I might be a revenant.
Don't say that.
Trigger!
What?
Highly
Aw.
effective yet perpetually unobservant, like most humans.
I mean, you sure you want to get into the racism talk, considering your people were the ones that
You know nothing of
left
my people.
Ustalav out to dry last time the Whispering Tyrant was around?
You know nothing of my
That
people.
is like the main. I think that is the like definitely the main issue that Havelock would have with elves.
That's it's what most
Is that they just
Yugoslavians would
fucking
have.
feast
Yep.
when everybody else, like literally the rest of like the surrounding world, was like coming together to like put this dude down.
Yeah, the crusade. Yep. So,
Not all elves are made the same.
Indeed.
Okay. Yes, please, ready to be cured of lycanthropy.
let's do Havelock first, since that's what was roleplayed.
Fair enough.
Is it like instant restoration? Because it's a level
The
4.
spell is called Restoration, which is a level 4 spell.
Oh, it's just restoration, not instant.
We lost
And somebody DC'd.
Yeah, we lost.
Smitty.
Uh-oh.
Smitward.
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh. I think he's there.
He reconnected, but
Yeah. No.
Found it.
No voice. Not a good sign. There he is.
what's the difference between instant restoration and restoration?
I'd have to go back.
Oh, weird. It like fixes summoned creatures. That's weird. Why would they name it that? Whatever. Yeah, you need.
That does something completely different than Restoration.
Yeah, that's so
Oh,
dumb.
Pharasma, I asked for the wrong one.
Uh-oh.
I'm kidding.
No. Lost in translation.
Pharasma would give you the correct one.
Yes,
Just
Pharasma would
'cause-
know.
Zero
Oh.
players.
So she
Pharasma
doesn't.
knows!
She doesn't even have to roll anything. It just removes the
Yeah.
negative level.
I give Havelock a gigantic embrace Like, you're gonna be okay, and then I do the thing. Restoration on him.
All right.
Thank you.
The vigor that I used to know is now back.
Oh my.
Ah,
That's a throwback
Mm-hmm.
to a night in a tower.
yeah.
Okay. So
The two towers.
hey. So let's get Plea now. What are you guys gonna do to ensure his success?
Something about like bear strength,
Bear's endurance.
bears and dirt.
Anything that can increase a fortitude save. Certain bonuses don't stack.
Give you guidance. I don't think there's.
Okay.
I can actually
Prayer and bless
Heroic.
would both.
unless we're in combat. Could I mean,
What do you
if
mean?
you'll allow me to like, judgments are supposed to only be used in combat. So, like, if we were in combat, I would like lend judgment and give him purity, which I feel like I ought to be able to do
Yeah, you can do
for
that.
combating a disease.
How do you judgments break?
Will judgment surge purity? Should put it up to, I believe, a +3 to saves. Well,
Sacred bonus on all saving throws. Increases by 1 for every 5 Inquisitor levels you possess. So it's +2.
if I'm judgment surging, then I count as a level 12. It's a level 12 Inquisitor's
In
judgment.
which case it doubles against curses, disease, and poisons, which would make it a +4 sacred bonus.
That would make it a +6 sacred bonus.
Wait, what?
I count as level 12, so that would be +1 for at level 1, +2 at level 5,
right.
+3 at level 10, and then doubled against
double.
curses, diseases, and poison.
Fuck. That's huge. Okay.
Yeah.
So +6 from that, plus. I guess I should just add force. I'm just gonna make a bunch of buffs real quick so that this gets calculated in the roll.
You're going to have to roll a nat 1 to, like, lose this.
Well, I have to make 2 fort saves, is the thing. I have to
Way
save
to
against
put
the
that
poison.
evil on him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I have to save against the poison first, and if I survive the poison of Wolfsbane, which I think is a really low DC,
Yeah, it is.
then I can make a new fort save against the disease. Okay,
Well, actually, like, Wolfsbane isn't gonna kill you. The only requirement is that you survive the Wolfsbane.
So do I need to make a fort save? Because I'm gonna survive it.
You need to make fort save if you don't want to take damage from the poison. But yeah,
No, I'll take damage from the fucking poison. Like,
'cause I don't think Wolfsbane's a death effect, right? It's just like
no.
it's like
No,
D6s.
it's just poison. Hang on.
Okay. Fort ref will. 2. Does lycanthropy count as evil?
As a thing to save against.
Yeah.
Is this like what's your conditional modifier for this?
I'm trying to look at protection from evil and see what kind of bonus that is. Oh, that's resistance bonus. Never mind.
Yeah.
Chris,
I-
throughout the night, I was actually going to take a 10 and craft a Wolfsbane another Wolfsbane poison. Because now I have DC is 18 to craft, and I can just take a 10 on that because I have 8 in alchemy.
So did you not sleep?
I mean, I could do it in the morning then.
Yeah, that's fine.
That'll give me an extra save maybe tomorrow.
You just
Okay,
said
so,
throughout the night, and it was confusing.
So I have judgment purity, which is 6. You said.
6.
And then bears endurance, and then I guess I should add guidance. What is guidance?
Guidance is a +1 to.
What kind of bonus?
Mhm. Guided. The creature gets a +1 confidence bonus on a single attack roll, saving throw, or skill check. It must choose to use the bonus before making the roll. So basically anything.
Cool. Competence, that will stack. I think I have. So I have guidance, purity judgment, bear's endurance. What is this thing? Oh, that's not gonna do anything. Okay. I think that's everything we can do. Unless anybody else has an idea.
All right,
Um,
plea.
Hand him the poison.
So Ilix will step up to Plea and say, I don't have any spells or I have no magic to offer you, but it's meant very much spending time with you recently,
Aww.
and I may not have a supernatural power to see this through, but he leans down and just plants a very warm kiss on his lips.
Oh my.
Oh.
And
Uh.
she kind of leans into it and then pulls away and says, "Good luck."
Oh.
Plea
Nice.
is blushing.
I
Very
imagine
red.
because he's bald, it's just his whole head is.
And and then he
Plea,
then
where
he
do you get this idea that Plea is bald? He has hair in his character portrait. Like,
I think it looks like a
Oh, there's
hat.
a hat.
and that and
Oh,
it's
I
at,
thought it was a beret.
it was at that moment that plea broke his vow of silence by saying, "Fuck."
oh no.
All right. So plea, all of your friends are channeling their power into you.
Holy shit.
I blame Havelock for this.
Wow.
I'll use a hero point and reroll.
Alrighty.
No,
Okay.
because that's just the failure. Because you have to get hurt by the poison for it to affect you. So that's the poison save.
Is that no? I think that fortitude save should have been to overcome the cooties.
You failed. You have
So you
No.
just take the damage from the poison.
Well, he said that he wasn't going to roll on the poison.
I wasn't gonna worry about the poison.
He was just
I
going to let that
take it.
happen.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Wait, you can choose that?
Yeah.
Well, I just figured like your body just automatically does.
If anybody can control their body to not do something,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's
I
probably
got-
the monk.
Well, I give him the other Wolfsbane poison.
Well, no. So like, I'm gonna use a hero point to reroll that, so you don't.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Bam.
Nailed
There we
it.
Go.
Yeah.
There we go.
I am cured of lycanthropy.
But she will take 1d3 con damage from the poison.
Okay.
So
No big deal.
That's really. I'm fine with that.
Ah,
No big deal.
he
Oof.
died. I'm fine with it.
Blech.
Quick breath of life.
Woo.
So he's not looking the greatest in terms of his overall constitution, but plea, you believe that you have successfully shaken off the disease.
Cool.
Something odd and scratching on the back of your head is no longer there.
You don't look the greatest, but I think you should be good to go.
Give me 1 second. I'm just putting this damage in.
Xenesis, we're gonna have to work on your bedside manner a little.
Oh. Well, maybe Ilix can give another kiss. He looks still cute.
Please stands up. Please stands up after downing this potion of Wolfsbane, and he looks kind of sickly afterwards. But then he gets up and he goes over to Ilix and plants a huge kiss on her.
Aw.
The poison's still on his lips.
Now he's got to roll.
Oh my god.
Ilix vomits all over him
Oh my god.
because of the anxiety. Had nothing to do with the poison.
The spaghetti falls out of her
Yeah,
pocket.
she's totally into it.
Please
Wow.
steps back and blushes again and signs, thank you, and then turns to Xenesis and signs thank you, then turns to Havelock and signs thank you, and then turns to Leopold and signs thank you.
I'm in this
Uh,
little corner, just like giddily clapping, like "Yay! So happy!"
And I let them know I think we've managed to stave it off for now. Let's not
Oh, good.
fight any more werewolves if we can.
Oh, there's one werewolf we got.
That would be favorable.
Well,
Alrighty.
perhaps I take the vase that has the Packler's heart. Perhaps before we encounter Duristan, we might see if we can find some of the Prince's wolves and return this to them.
Okay. Well, I'll say that it doesn't take you too long to find your way back to the I think it was the glass blower's shop.
No, it was the dye. It was the dye shop.
Oh yeah, the dye shop. You're right.
Oh, actually, shit! I just thought of something.
Yeah.
Could they have used the marvelous pigments to make a
To make a what?
a fake heart, like in a jar to put it in? Could this be fake? Son of a bitch!
Let me
How
double
do
check
we-
that, but I do recall that the heart is intended to be a decoy.
Well, because like it's sitting right next to the jar of marvelous pigments. We find out what it is. I was like the dye shop. Oh shit!
Let me check something here. The stone vase holds the last remaining portions of Valkasane's heart. So, it says that he removed the portion of the heart that he needed and placed the remainder here as a decoy to lure the remaining wolves.
Hmm.
So it's not fake.
Lame.
It's not
A
fake,
decoy, but
but
But it's not all of it.
yeah.
Shit.
Still,
But at least it's
the
not
way
fake.
the way the power of the heart works, though, it's still
It's
worthwhile.
yeah, but it's
Good,
significantly diminished in its capacity.
I think we may have
'Cause-
started a wolf civil war.
Well, that was more rude than anybody,
Good
but
point.
yeah,
not sure that we've helped it that much.
no. You haven't
Here's
really
some
cared.
gasoline.
You haven't really cared so much until you found out that there was some like neutral wolves, and then you're like, well, right, maybe,
Yes.
maybe they do matter a little.
Among assholes, the halfway decent people are saints.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you'll successfully find Rakus, and well, actually no, Rakus isn't here, is he? It's just his wolves. Yeah, so you'll find Rakus's wolves, and you'll give them the heart in a jar.
Is it Ulcris or who is Ulcris?
Ulcris was
Ulcris
the
was the
ghost
one.
at the inn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Because he had a weird last name.
Yeah, Rakus was the leader of the Princess Wolves. I don't think he's actually here. I think it was just his
No, he didn't come with us.
his lieutenants and stuff. So you can give them the jar for them.
When we give them the jar, I sign to Havelock. Maybe they can help us with Duristan.
Yeah, they can't be infected, can they?
Well, you want to cure someone?
Well,
No.
he got infected by one of the. Well,
He
we
was a
assume.
good dude.
Demon
Um,
wolf.
he was
If
an idiot.
He was an alright guy.
Well, I regret to tell you that even if you cured him, his heart would still be fouled.
We have atonement.
Oh.
That's not how that works.
That is how that works.
That is how that
Oh, it
works.
is.
That's exactly how that works.
I used that in my other game where I'm a cleric.
Oh, cool.
Yes, I believe that our cleric could prepare a atonement spell to solve that problem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He
Well-
he was a bit of a goofy sort before, but
But a good
nothing
man.
nothing like
Out of character. Can the atonement spell be used to make him not evil as a
Yeah.
werewolf?
Oh, probably not.
No,
Doubt that.
I don't think so. I think it would work. He would be good while the spell is being cast on him, and then the curse would just revert him back.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
The reverse of the curse.
But he's already full blown infected.
And the other thing too, it's
There
creature-
is a note in here though about Wolfsbane, because I remember reading it and it said that sometimes you can use it for people who have been infected long term, like the curse side of things. But that was just like it's all described as like rumors and stuff.
Mhm.
So I think it's left up to me.
Yeah, it is.
I've got the one.
I think you
Oh,
could
my
try
God.
it.
Atonement's kind of expensive.
Yes.
Yes, it is very expensive.
500 ducats.
Well, it says if the atoning creature committed the act unwittingly or under some form of
It's a magical alignment change.
Okay. But this change came under a form of compulsion of the bloodlust that comes
Well,
with
reverse
werewolves,
magical
right?
alignment change is if a creature has had it alignment change magically, atonement returns its alignment to no original status at no additional cost.
Oh, okay.
Yar. But
But
it's
the atoning creature
Oh,
must
hey!
be truly repentant and desirous of setting right its misdeed.
Oh, who knows? Well, we could use this marvelous pigment to make the prayer device.
You can't. You can. It's
Yeah,
not magical. Fucking
it's
damn.
not magical. It's a focus. We'll make a set of prayer beads.
I
Well, I
believe
guess
that.
I would have.
Don't quote me on this, but I think the pigments are one-time use.
It says it can make up to 2,000 gold. Worth of
Yeah, I think that's I think that's the limits on its
Oh, in a
capabilities.
single.
Yeah.
You want
Make
unlimited ammo?
Make $2,000 worth of prayer beads,
And we'll sell the rest.
and then we'll just put some of them on a string.
Actually, that's not a bad idea to make
Little-
4 sets of these, because then you can cast the spell without cost.
I mean, the whole benefit of having that item, though, is to be able to, like, its flexibility.
Yeah.
If you're just going to turn it into money,
Well, no,
Yeah.
she would basically turn it into atonement
4
spells.
sets of prayer. Yeah, 4 sets of prayer
atonement
beads.
spells.
Well, it's just a focus. It's not a material cost.
They don't.
So-
Yeah, I don't think they like die. You just have to have the things that are worth them.
Oh,
I don't
gotcha.
think they're used up.
We could sell the other prayer
Yeah,
beads.
you're
though.
fine, but I'm taking the prayer bead. She just comes
just
and
keep-
snatches them off the altar.
Anyways,
I really
do
know what you want to do with those beads.
Oh my god.
Are we really
Um,
going there?
We've been
So
there.
I signed to the Princess Wolves who don't understand me, so I looked to Havelock and my party to translate. So do you think that with atonement he can be cured?
are you asking us or them?
I'm asking the Princess Wolves, but I have to ask through you.
Well, we've certainly never heard of that being cured before, but you defeated Arnvrud, so we feel confident in your abilities.
Well, would you be able to assist us in restraining him? He is a werewolf, and you are immune to the curse, as it were. And
That is a good point.
I just fought off the curse myself. I don't want to do it ever again.
All right.
Perhaps if there are some injured among you, our cleric could exchange her healing services.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As a token of
So
goodwill.
they will agree to help you, and they will hold him while you do your shit.
Cool.
Okay.
I cast you.
It's a range touch. A range, it's touch.
Oh, wait till we try to carry him first before you.
Yeah.
So
So-
we go back to where we tied up Duristan in chains and kind of barricaded him inside a small room.
And he's
With the
not
anvil
there.
in front of-
Dun dun dun. No, I'm kidding. He's there.
Aw.
but he's dead. Not joking.
Actually, let me check.
Super pissed off.
Let me check
probably.
my notes on that.
He probably is pissed off.
Defeated Durston but did not kill him. Durston made his death save so won't bleed out even though they didn't check on him.
No, I healed him.
Well,
I did a heal check on him.
I do remember you doing a heal. I kind of felt bad because you were doing a good job.
Chained into a chair and placed an anvil in front of the door. Alright. So,
This is how we treat our friends.
they will help you hold him. What is it that you do to treat him?
I guess we can try the Wolf's Bane.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I could, I guess, try to lend judgment on him again for my second judgment of the day, but I can't judgment surge this one. Try to give him that bonus, but it
Guidance
won't.
and
It'll
stuff like
it'll
that.
be at level 9,
That's
so it'll
good.
just be a flat +2.
And guidance,
Sick.
so +3.
Mhm.
Okay. So,
I'm
Miss-
not going to kiss him.
Oh, okay. That's what I was waiting for.
Just to be clear.
Yeah.
I thought
maybe
that
not
was
this
part
time.
of your process.
Well, did it give me a bonus on my fort save? Because if it did,
Not
It
even
gave
a,
you a boner on your fort save.
not even a little. I think Durston's actually still unconscious.
That'll make it
his-
easier to force the poison down his
His
throat.
yeah,
I know from experience.
yeah, but could also kill him. But you know.
Oh well.
All right, so
You
let's
win
see
some, you
here.
murder some.
Yes.
All right, Durston needs to make a fort save for poison. I think that'll do it. But of course, I closed Wolfsbane because I'm a dumbass. He does succeed, just barely.
Nice.
All right, so now it comes time for the curse. Okay. So he rolled a save.
Is he in human form or is he in werewolf
He's
form?
in hybrid form currently. I'm trying to decide what his penalty is for being like fully cursed, not just diseased. What how bonuses does he have again? Is it like +5 or 6?
+3.
Okay.
1 from guidance, 2 from judgment.
Okay. Yeah, I think he makes it.
Nice.
So he will revert back to his human self.
He's probably pretty upset by now.
Oh, he's
I look
not pleased, but he's unconscious, so you know.
I look at the Princess Wolves and thank them for their assistance and let them know that we can handle him from here now that he's no longer cursed. I before we go though, I pull out the leather pages that were covered in cryptic notes.
Oh, okay.
And ask if maybe they can understand any of them.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me see if they probably have at least one linguist amongst them. So let me roll linguistics for one of them. Ooh, that's pretty good.
He's the Y-wolf among them.
So you guys are level 9, so it'd be reasonable to them to have that many ranks.
He's the nerd wolf. all the other ones have like the little spinner hats on and like popped collars, and he's the one with the glasses with the tape around the bridge of the nose and
So,
a pocket protector.
this this like nerdy wolf looks over
Stands out
looks
like a
over
sore thumb.
your cryptic pages and stares at them for a pretty long time, and you can see her penning through um, some different ciphers, trying to break it. Um, and she spends quite a while trying to interpret this thing before she gives up and hands it back to you. And she says, I can't make heads or tails of this. I'm sorry. It's in a deep cipher that I don't understand."
I thank her for her attempt.
You're not a nerd
And,
anymore. You're a dork.
Well, here's I guess for meta perspective, she rolled a 19, which gave her a 26, which still wasn't enough. So
Oof.
I thank her and say perhaps we will find a librarian in our adventure that might be able to assist us.
maybe could happen.
But we will ask nothing more of them for now. They have been a great help to
Oh
us.
yeah, no,
Mhm.
they thank you for taking care of the undead, and handling our Rude, and the leader of the demon wolves as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Now out. Oh wait. I also as I'm putting the notes back in the bag of holding, I find the little bone. Let's see, elaborately carved bone scroll tube,
Yep.
and share with them the poem and say, or sign that perhaps we will find ourselves allies again. It looks like they might be trying to resurrect the Whispering Tyrant.
That would be very dire indeed. I will pass this news on to Raucus. And with that, they go running off into the sunset like wolves do.
Did they take the rest of the pack large heart?
Yeah, they did.
Okay,
I thought
cool.
you already gave that to them before we did all
Yep,
the
yep.
Durston stuff. So, Durston is cured of lycanthropy, and now he's a human.
An evil human.
With an evil heart.
Atone the shit out of him.
Durston, do you want? Wait, he's conscious now? Isn't?
No, he's unconscious still.
Can I do it on an unconscious person?
I
Atonement, that is.
assume so.
I
know where
just
you're
I
going
want
with that one.
to I do want to point out the creature seeking atonement must be truly repentant and desirous of setting right its
Yeah,
misdeeds.
but the module specifically says, in order to return him to his former alignment, he must have the atonement spell cast over him. So I assume it must be an allowed option.
Okay.
Oh, may Pharasma cleanse your heart.
Ooh, I like that.
I walk up to him as she's casting it, and I smack him on the nose, and I go, "Bad dog."
Oh my god. I love it.
I signed a Havelock after he does that. You had to do that on him while he was still evil, didn't you?
The only way I was allowed to.
Please
How
shake
else
his
am I
hand.
supposed to vent my my good, neutral, good tendencies?
Please shakes his head and looks up at Elix.
He certainly does stick to the word of Pharasma, perhaps not the spirit, I imagine.
Okay. So he's still unconscious, but now he has been atoned.
We shake him awake.
You get the sense that his evil heart has been cleansed. He's not unconscious because he's sleeping. He's unconscious because he's like near dead.
Oh,
Ooh, shall I do a heal check to see?
let's see.
I look to Xenesis and say, did it work? Or sign, did it work?
Let me check.
Yeah, you saw like his eyebrows get thinner and like less like evil.
Why are there
He
so many
got
of me on this page?
Millions of please.
his pleas for me's.
Stoop, sorry. I didn't realize you just removed my person. Like,
Like his mustache like
oh,
uncurled visibly as
Durston, I can't tell, but I think Leopold knows a bit more. You look like you're still a little fuzzy.
Well, I doubt the
You
hair
don't look
falls.
good, but you should be okay.
We should probably help him up so we can leave this wretched place. Plea is signing to everyone.
Yeah, I'll start
I
unchaining.
second that.
Yeah, I grab him and throw him over my shoulder.
By the way, Walker, you still got
Like
that.
a lump
You
of
still got that
stacked
skull on your.
potatoes.
Yeah, I was
The one
taking
you
it
had,
off
like,
of him.
hidden?
I got it.
Yeah.
I was in the process. Okay.
Let's get him out of here.
So yeah, you know he's hurt real bad. Are you like? I guess I'm not sure what you're trying to do with that heal check.
Well, I was just making sure that he wasn't actively gonna die.
Oh, no, he's
Bleeding to
not
death. Maybe
dying,
we can
no.
stop the bleeding or whatever. Or poison. But I guess
He's
we could
bleeding
let
to death just incredibly slow,
Yeah.
like a pinhole.
You have
Mental
heal. You guys
case.
have
With a
healing
one
magic.
stab.
I know.
I do not.
I'm just thinking, do I want to heal him or because we're carrying him around, shouldn't he like
I
recover all
cast
of?
Cure with Light Wounds
Oh,
on him. He's a good guy. He's supposed to be a good guy now.
He should be
He's-
okay.
He's kind of a buffoon, but yeah.
there we go. It's 15. Make him look a
He-
little chipper.
The first thing he hears is, well, he's kind of a buffoon, but okay.
Yeah, he wakes up to that.
Rise to
Yes.
the morning, Duristan.
Oh,
What?
Durston.
What on earth?
That's right. You were up in chains.
I just had the most
the way that
terrible
you
dream.
like-
What? Why am I tied to this chair?
Don't worry, we're on time. You were kidnapped by werewolves.
No.
Yeah. Luckily, some heroes came across you, and after
Save
you,
the day.
yeah,
Some-
after defeating you in combat, elected to tie you up here instead of executing you on sight.
Yes,
I lean into his ear and go, you're welcome for that one.
we are a merciful bunch.
He gets really wide-eyed when he realizes it wasn't all a dream, and he goes, "Oh God, I killed those people."
You have been atoned for your sins. Plea signs to him.
Mm.
You weren't
The
in
evil within
control of
your
yourself.
veins has been removed.
He like falls down on his knees and he's like, "Thank you so much. I could never repay you.
Oh. Thank for asthma.
Ilix looks at his bow that she's been carrying around this whole time.
I'm wearing his armor. He's just in long john.
No, please keep them. I mean, I probably should get someplace safe first."
We'll take you somewhere safe.
That-
We have horses. We will bring you to the nearest town. The
I have a
safest-
suggestion.
Maybe no, I'm like someplace safe. Nearest town, not so much, but someplace safe would be
If
good.
you're with us, you are the safest.
I don't.
I mean,
I've seen the.
statistically, that seems very unlikely.
I don't think that's true at all. But
Probably,
Safe
like-
as you can be with a group of adventurers.
That's true.
oh, actually,
I'll-
alternatively, why don't we just send him back with the Princess Wolves? That
Yeah, they won't
seems
hurt.
that seems
Yeah.
better.
yeah,
Yeah.
buddy. Come on. Let's yeah,
Get
come
those-
on.
So
Yeah.
you know
We'll
you
have a
you
blood
went.
sniffle
Are we sure that's the best idea? Duristan
They
is
just like
in
immediately
his
bite
own
him
hand
again.
renowned as a werewolf killer.
I think you'll find that he has had some recent experiences that have changed his mind.
They have shifted his experience.
Like, yeah.
Duristan,
Maybe he got atoned for a lot more shit than we know about.
Well, I mean, now he's been a werewolf, right? Like
Yeah.
he now
We
has
just-
the awareness that like they're not just mindless
Awareness.
beasts. Haha, yeah, that was definitely
I
intentional.
know. I was there.
But yeah,
took that
so
alley-oop.
I think just for our own narrative sake, he's gonna go back with the Princess Wolves until he gets to probably like Ardis or a nearby city.
Yeah. 'Cause
Um,
he's still probably got shit at the lodge,
yeah.
or what's left of the lodge
Well,
at this point. if they
he's
haven't been over
probably
this far.
gonna take over the lodge. But we'll see. I'm not sure what's the future holds for Durston. I haven't written that yet.
He's a rich boy. He's like the armored squirrel. He comes to our aid at the last minute.
Oh lordy. Okay, so fade to black. Back on the main page. I think we will actually end here tonight, which means we won't actually start book 4 until next time. Well, actually, we could do a little bit of travel, because you know that the writer was heading to Thrushmore. So why don't you go ahead and give me knowledge geography to chart a course.
Can that course go through a city?
Yeah. Presumably you'll go through Carrion Hill.
Well, I don't know shit.
What a lovely name for a
Yeah, it's a shitty place. It's not a good place.
kind of a shitty country.
This one's pretty particularly bad, but yeah. So 12 is not super great, so I'll give you the worst route.
Does
Unless
anyone
somebody
else
else
have
wants to.
geography?
No, I don't think I do. No.
I don't.
I
have
would also
geography.
allow survival, I guess, but you're
Mm.
gonna have to like track it as you go. Okay, so yeah, you
I
can
feel
plan
it.
the trail as you go, but I'm not gonna reveal it to you on the map because I think that's more geography than survival.
Yeah, I'm just like hunting roads and going vaguely in
Yeah.
the direction.
Okay, so you guys will kind of follow the river and make your way to the outskirts of Carrion Hill, and I can kind of give you what that looks like, and we can maybe do like a knowledge local and stuff before we sign off for the day.
The
And
filth and the tangle
Cool.
and the crown.
yes,
I like the
I
names
like
of the
it.
parts of the city.
The Carrion Crown.
I like the parts that are named 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's very
It's concise. There's no
an
confusion.
excellent economy of
Yeah.
naming conventions.
Nobody's gonna not know
Right.
them unless they're innumerate and illiterate.
okay. So, why don't somebody give me knowledge history or knowledge local so you can learn a little bit about the city before we sign off. Okay, that'll work. So will that.
History.
Look at you all.
Nope. This is a totally alien place to play.
Watch it be where I like said his hometown.
So,
It's changed so much.
Carrion Hill is built on an ancient hill
Havelock
next
goes
to a
shit.
river, and it is the only really solid patch of land for many leagues. The city is built on top of the ruins of countless older cities, and beneath those ruins lie uncharted catacombs and vaults from the dawn of civilization.
Oh god.
The city is divided into 3 main districts, which you saw outlined below. With 26. Okay, so I'll give you just kind of a little rundown of the city
There's
itself.
a whole map up here.
Yeah. So the Carrion Hill city guards are known as the Crows. They wear heavy black coats, which match their personalities. They do genuinely try to protect the citizens, but they are pretty unconcerned with like petty offenses and stuff.
Crows of the Crown?
No, they're the city guard. They're everywhere.
City Guard. Okay.
Yeah. So one of the issues that you're all likely to have with Carrion Crown, or not Carrion Crown, but Carrion Hill, is its main source of industry is mining. The problem is they don't use living people to mine things.
Whoa, so it's like slaving for the dead.
Sort of. So Carrion Hill has a big export that they call midden stone. It's almost like a drywall.
It's
No. So basically, they have these things that they call the Eternity Mines, in which they willing patrons may offer up their flesh upon death to work as undead slaves in the mines. So basically, in your will, you say whether or not you donate your body to mine for the city.
Society.
Yeah,
I'm sure everybody does that of free will.
there's lots of people that do. I mean, you don't
Yeah.
need it. But as a result of this, Pharasma is not a particularly popular deity in Carrion Hill.
Couldn't imagine why.
Yeah, because it's their main economic resource is produced by undead miners. So they don't super like a goddess who's like, don't do that.
Maybe this is not the best stop for us. I don't know.
Havelock pulls out Gabby's greatsword and sighs, and he goes, "All right, let's do this." And I just charge
Charge the
the
city
entire
wall.
town.
Flea puts his
Suddenly,
hand on Havelock and says, Pharasma does not wish us to purge this town from existence. She has a greater mission in mind for us.
How do you know?
It's just the guard sitting at the front gate, and then Havelock running with Gabby's greatsword like Lancelot in.
Oh, just
Hey!
looking off
Killing
really far in the
everyone.
distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he just pops up,
I'm
starts killing people.
sprinting. I'm just
Oh, God.
sprinting full tilt through the city, just
No.
cleaving people
No,
with my greatsword.
You couldn't
As I
teleport.
run
Murdering
through.
everything.
Doll, you could teleport right to them and just stab them because you have that jaunt thing.
Yeah.
So you could just be in the distance and then just stabbing that guy. And then run through the
Ha! Ha! People are just like sitting there eating peanuts. I'm just like,
just like flipping over
"Ah!
market tables and
Take
stabbing.
that, heathen.
Okay.
I can see
So
like if we
the last little bit about Carrion Hill that I want to give you is that frequent visitors and tradesmen typically call the city the Boil, or more basely the Wart, because it rises over an otherwise swampy southern bank on the river, and the only like ground of any reasonable scope in the swampland is like 20 miles away.
because the first Carrion Hill sank into the swamp, and the second one sank into the swamp, the third one burned down, fell over, then sank into the swamp.
Yeah.
But the fourth one stayed up.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That's what you'll inherit.
And let's see. It's a city where no city should be. Bastion of strangeness in the heart of nowhere. Yep. That's it. It's a strange place, but I just wanted to get you guys kind of prefaced on that so that you don't go in flashing your Pharasma shit everywhere, because that might not go super great.
strange
As we
land.
approach the town and this knowledge is shared with us by Leopold and Xenesis, I say to Havelock that perhaps we shouldn't attempt to purge the town, but rather use it as a means to an end. We have many things in our bag of holding, and we have not slept in a proper inn in a very long time.
Yes.
Havelock sighs and he says, well, if it weren't for the fact that we're playing for much bigger stakes than one town such as this, I'd probably be on a one-man killing spree already. But
I remind Havelock that if Pharasma wanted us to purge this town, you would have orders from the Inquisition to purge this town.
And also remember that it'll still be here once we've finished with this
Alex.
tyrant business. Just
yes,
should you feel the need to burn down an entire settlement full of potential innocent people, you'll have
they're
it to come back to.
literally none of them are innocent people.
I think some of them might be.
I mean,
There's sort of a blanket judgment.
look, have you met me? I think
yes.
everything that you guys have said so far is wrong, but I'm confident in my ability to restrain myself for the time being, based on the fact that we are trying to prevent a cult from that wishes to essentially end the world from achieving their aim. What that aim is in this particular situation, I can't say for certain, but it's certainly worse than this, I would assume.
For
So-
now, I think it's worth recognizing that the corpses operating these mines are at least willing participants in their
Mhm.
defiance of
I'll come
Phrasma.
back for them. I won't get.
Never forget. That said, I won't be talking much here because I don't want to
Well,
give us
I
away.
mean, talking,
Yeah.
you never do. So,
True.
I think that we will end it there.
Cool.